Howdy. Hey Lauren, welcome to the stream. How you doing? How you doing? I'm doing pretty well. Just vibing and chilling, as I often do, you know. What's up? How you been? You been doing well? Doing all right? I've been kind of chilling. This little vacation I'm having from work is very nice. Do I remember rabbits? Kind of a non sequitur, but yeah, I do. How could I possibly forget them? Those very strange bunny creatures. We'll just finish pulling up various things so that our... Oh, jeez. You love rabbits? I remember thinking that they were so annoying and kind of dumb. Nowadays, I don't really care. It's like, whatever. Everyone should enjoy what they want to enjoy. But I remember being like, why? What is the point of these creatures? They're like minions to me. So just like minions after they got like super famous, I guess. Just letting some time pass, letting people pop in to chat. Today, you may know from the title, as long as it's correct, actually, it might not be. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay, it's good, it's good. We're reacting to So This Is Basically by Jello Apocalypse, which why I'm in the thumbnail of on YouTube. So This Is Basically Jello Apocalypse. I think it's pretty fun. Yeah, we're ready, we're set up. I don't know how long this stream is going to be since each of the videos are pretty short, but there's like 22 of them, so, you know, neither here nor there. Oh, now that I'm listening to this music, I wanted to mention, you guys know how like there's like AI music stuff where it'll generate like music? I think that's pretty cool. Obviously not for like commercial purposes, just for yourself. I was messing around with like Suno, as like the big one is called. It was pretty fun just writing out lyrics and then putting like a genre and having the music happen. That was very fun. What are we doing? I told you, Lauren, we're reacting. We're doing a reaction, as the title says, to So This Is Basically. Give me a moment. Actually, I gotta do something quick. There you go. Sorry about that. Reaction. Yes, yes, yes. So we're going to be doing that. I'm going to react to some stuff. Just give people like a minute or two. Right now, we're at the lowest amount of people we usually are. You got to go? Are you going to be back or are you just leaving? Tragic. Oh, well, no. Missed... You always leave, you know, before we get to do any of the fun reactions. But it's alright. Everyone has their own lives, and I understand. See ya. Well, a couple minutes have passed, and we're now at less people than we were before when I started waiting. Which is tragic. So I guess we'll just move on forward. Oh. Or I could just give more time. What's a couple minutes, you know? Before stream, I was actually looking into various things. Like sponsorships. They're like stream elements or whatever it's called. You can like get sponsorships pretty easily. Like for streams. And I was looking at those and I'm like, man, if I did that, would I earn any money? And if I did, then I wouldn't have to go to my job, you know? It would be nice to just be able to stream longer hours instead of, you know, going to work. But that's the dream for everybody, isn't it? But instead of focusing on that, let's just focus on what matters now. Our reaction. Turn that off. Here we are. So this is basically starting with Steven Universe, apparently. Oh geez, they're starting immediately. So this is basically Steven Universe. Spoilers, kind of. Alright. I mean, I already watched Steven Universe, so sure.
Steven Universe is a show about the crystal gems. Garnet, Armrest, and...
The crystal gems? Like... The Christ? Oh, that... And... Yeah, I could see Pearl being Squidward.
Squidward. They babysit Steven Universe and go on adventures. Garnet is the best one. She is cool and lets Steven have fun. Squidward has a crush on Steven's dead mom, Mrs. Marshmallow. She's crazy. Armrest is
I wouldn't call it crazy. She's just a little bit, how do you say, traumatized? You know? It's hard to move on from the, permanent death of a person you thought who would never die.
Purple. Together, they save Beach City and the rest.
What do you mean? Amethyst is like the best one. Come on.
Rest of the Earth.
Well, I mean, she'd be the best if Garnet wasn't there. She's like the second best one.
Evil monsters. At some point, it's revealed that all the gems are secretly evil or something, but that's only after 100 episodes of filler. You can just skip to the big twist where Garnet fights Hulk Hogan, and it turns out.
Man, does it really take like 100 episodes to reveal the like gem empire and stuff? I guess before that, we were focused more on, like, character development and learning about everybody and all that kind of stuff and their backstories and all that. So I guess that makes sense.
Out, she's actually two lesbians in an overcoat trying to sneak into an R-rated movie.
I remember when that reveal happened. Before that, there were, like, various theories that Garnet was two gems. And the reason that the theory existed was because obviously the two gems in the hands, which by itself is whatever, but also that when she opened the doors, two of the lights would shine, because like the door. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I guess that makes no sense. In Steven Universe, in their home, there's like this door which leads to like your own room when you touch it, and on the door there's like a star with like a gem on each part that glows depending on the person that is opening the door. For everybody else, only one glows. For Garnet, two glows. So honestly, the amount of like stuff that they sprinkled in before that happened, like the reveal, made it very smart. It was obviously a surprise for most people who aren't paying that much attention to, oh, there's two things glowing, and to everybody else who's normal, not hyperfixated. But to the select few, it was a reveal that they were waiting for. So good.
Steven as he discovers his powers, such as spitting on people, featuring Beach City's rich cast of
It's a powerful ability, alright? It can heal anything.
Characters, including Curly Fries Man, who attempts to murder a character on screen and everyone just seems to be cool with it. Also, this watermelon.
I forgot that happened.
All character development is done through singing and or crying. Steven Universe keeps...
And sometimes both.
Mysteries as mysteries by having Steven ask no questions that any other human would ask, such as, where did this lion come from? Who is the evil space giraffe?
You know what? That's very fair, actually. When Lion appeared, Steven just didn't ask anybody about that, huh? Eventually, later on, it was somebody just told him, oh yeah, that's your mom's lion. He's like, what? He just never questioned it.
Why is Armrest such a terrible person? Remember that time Armrest traumatized Steven by turning into his dead mom to taunt his emotionally broken father, and then made up for it by...
I don't think she was taunting him, I think... But also, I get what you're saying. Still, I don't think she's that bad.
Cleaning their garage? Yeah, that makes up for that. Steven...
Oh, hey, Drowsy Bowser. Being kind of harsh on Amethyst personally.
Universe teaches us that even if we come to understand someone, we can still hate them.
That's fair. Alright. Welcome back, Laura.
Miraculous is a friend.
Oh, we're just all right. These are gonna be rapid fire, I guess. This might be a short stream. So, Miraculous Ladybug, I haven't watched, but I've consumed too much content about it, to be honest, for somebody who has never watched it. So many animatics, so many like fanfic stuff, usually crossovers with like content that I actually have consumed. You know what? Actually, I think that's probably the funniest thing. My largest exposure to Miraculous Ladybug came from a crossover fanfic with Worm Parahumans by Wildbow that I read, where they like characters from each other's world like swapped. There was like a portal situation thing. It was really good. I hope it. It's been a minute since I've read it. Has it updated? I don't know. Oh, you like this whole series, Laura? Or Miraculous Ladybug, or so this is basically?
Show about ladybubs and cat nerd. They saved the city of Paris from the evil hawk moth who makes bad guys using butterflies. But he can only make people evil when they get mad. So he spends all day sitting in his room waiting for someone to get mad. Only
watching out for people who are getting angry. That's why that's the #1 digital rule. Don't get mad.
One person in Paris can be mad at a time. That's the rule. It's a great city. Property values really high, actually. Ladybug.
I would have figured that it's not that there's only one person who's like mad. It's just that that's the person closest to the area where. Again, I haven't watched it. There could be like a million reasons.
Bubs has the power to be lucky, and Cat Nerd has the power to kill anything he touches, and also make bad puns. When she's not ladybubbing,
Right. I'm pretty sure their powers are creation and destruction, right? She can create the perfect item, although it's like random, and then he could just destroy everything. Which sounds really overpowered. I'm just saying.
Bub is a normal girl named Marionette who isn't good at anything. Cat Nerd is secretly a fashion disaster named Brady Bunch. Ladybubs and Cat Nerd are in love with each other, but they're really bad at it and can't seem to recognize each other's voices in and out of costume for no reason.
Hey, no, this is the classic. That's always the case, all right? When it comes to like magical transformations, it's part of the magic that you can't recognize them when they're out of costume, I assume. That's just always the headcanon I've went with.
Marionette is helped by her magical bug friend, Tiki. Tiki is a Kwami, which is a term that was first mentioned in episode 22. Did I miss an episode, or? Looks like it's time for our obligatory once per episode.
Wait, that's interesting. So they went 22 episodes just not explaining what the little Kwamis were? What did they call them before? Nothing? Just little guys?
Episode cut to Hawkmoth. What do you got for us, Hawky?
What do you got?
Yup, featuring good 3D animation. What?
Classic. As always great to hear from him.
That's right, 3D animation can look good now. Look out, VeggieTales. 26 episodes written in only 3 months, and it shows. Miraculous Ladybug teaches us.
Wait, that's 26 episodes in 3 months? That is crazy. That does explain all the complaints I've heard about the writing of Miraculous Ladybug. Because I've seen like a lot of videos. Again, I've consumed way too much content about this series that I've never watched. Where people like judge the writing of, like, why is Marionette just like both the worst and also perfect? Like, what is wrong with her?
The amount of exposition and plot you need for a successful television show is 0. Hey guys, let's skip the exposition and put the beginning at the end. Wow, cool idea. What do we put in the middle? Oops, all the bad guys look like they stole their color schemes from...
Womp womp. Who needs it? Doesn't matter. Okay. So it sounds like the story is kind of all over the place.
Off-brand 90s children's show logo.
Wait, I actually love this style of characters, if this is what they all look like.
But let's talk about the real villain, Chloe. Ladybug's real test of
Hi,
heroism is whether she can stand saving Chloe over and over again, instead of just letting her die for being the worst human on Earth.
Oh my gosh! She's just murdering a dog! She didn't pull a Dio and, like, hurt a dog, did she? No, this is like a kid's show, isn't it?
Oh, you guys could probably snag an Emmy for being the first children's show to kill off a character on screen. Just saying. Hawkmoth has pretty good evil
Hey, it would be a pretty cool reward.
plans too, though. Then Lady Bubs fixes everything with her magic status quo yo-yo. The status quo yo. Then everything's back to normal. Miraculous.
That's pretty cool. Right, that's the thing I remember most about her abilities. That after a big fight, she just resets it all, and everything's back to normal. Yay!
You guys should stop doing these ending CGs. They look really bad.
Oh wait, is that like an actual thing they do in the show?
Doris, I am Hawkmoth. It's so hard to get children to learn their etymology, but once you're teaching, the only thing they'll need to learn are screams. All I need in return are Ladybug and Cat Noir's Miraculous, or...
Easy. Great. Is this just what he does every episode? You person, I know that all you want to do is eat trash and live in trash, and I'll give you the power to do so if you get miraculous. Do we need to watch the end credits? Not really.
It's sort of unclear. It doesn't really matter. You're not going to succeed anyway.
No.
Gravity Falls.
That scared me. Gravity Falls. Wait, that's so cool. I love that. All right, I'm excited, man.
Is about Marbles and her twin brother Dipstick. They go up to Gravity Falls, Oregon for a
I love Marbles. Dipstick. That's a great, like, incorrect name for them.
fun summer of chicanery with their Uncle Martin Mystery. Dipstick is convinced they're monsters, but Uncle Mystery's like, nah. Then he finds a spooker wooker walk
If you just ignore the monsters, there are no monsters. Nintendo power. Why? Why Nintendo?
through that tells him all about the monsters. Meanwhile,
Wait. Alright, I'm just making sure that there are the correct number of fingers on that book.
Marbles falls in love with every boy she meets. Unfortunately, one
Literally, like, every boy, except...
of them is an evil McWinster named Gilderoy Lockhart, a magical liar with a ridiculous haircut and
Wait, that would be the funniest crossover. Gravity Falls Harry Potter, but he's Gilroy. Oh.
Dan's greatest rival. He wants the Mystery Shack for himself because he thinks another
Okay.
journal's on the property. There are 3 journals, and whoever has them all, has them all.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, clearly he got use out of it because isn't his like magic thing that gives him like psychic powers, his like little pendant? I'm pretty sure he made that with the like second book. And of course we know that Stan later used like the 3 books combined to finish the portal. So it clearly has important knowledge in each of the books.
Ooh, the race is on. Dipper wants to figure out who wrote the
Ooh.
journals. Maybe it was Dr. Seuss.
It would have been a crazy reveal if the pig wrote the book.
Along the way, they fight monsters such as evil gnomes, evil golf balls,
Yep.
parental abandonment,
Lily Pitinins? Why is it called that?
strong bad. Meanwhile,
Chapman.
Grunkle Mystery teaches us lessons about fraud and tax evasion. After the 20th
Truly an idol to be inspired by.
Marvel's Crush of the Week episode, they thought, man, let's not leave Dipstick out of this hot action. So they made Wendy. I guess they call them the Pines twins because they're always pining after someone. The writers actually
No, don't be sarcastic. That was a good joke.
start to use her for a bit in season 2 before realizing, oh no, she's too competent. Better put her back in her box. That's all well and good until
Really? All I remember is Wendy just being so cool. Like, just from beginning to end, she was awesome. Like, what? Weird Mageddon, she didn't do that much, but Weird Mageddon, a lot was happening, so...
Razzle Dazzle Dorito comes to town. He's got crazy powers, but also doesn't, and needs to take over bodies to do anything. That's why he has to make deals with humans. But why would you make a deal with him? He has terrible reviews on Yelp.
True. You know what? That's the thing. If he did have reviews on Yelp, people would know not to make deals with him, but he doesn't. because they don't want to promote triangle people. It's sad, a tragic truth.
So many mysteries, the fan base is obsessed with them. Did you know that every color scheme is secretly a hexadecimal code that...
I don't believe you, but if that's true, that would be so cool. I don't even care if it's like technically making fun of us. I think that's awesome. The mysteries in Gravity Falls were so good. That was like my favorite part. Besides watching the show itself, I guess.
leads to Bill Cipher's cookie jar? Did you know that half the cast is voiced by Seuss?
Really? I did not know that.
Oops, the biggest twist is that it's a children's show, and you're all crazy. Marvel is the writer.
We are not crazy. We are right. It's just that it's also a children's show, and sometimes certain things aren't that deep. But generally, those mysteries were real.
Take the best character and gradually make her the worst character by having her learn no lessons for 40 episodes. Then watch as Marbles makes Dipstick give up everything so she can have summer free time and boys over and over again.
Okay. I understand what you're saying about Mabel. I was going to call her Marbles. But I feel like she gets way too much flack, all things considered. Like, yes, she does not some things that aren't super great, but overall, I feel like she's generally not nearly that bad as people like sometimes make her out to be. She's like I don't really have a pure counterpoint to what like they're saying. Like, yes, she did these things, and a lot of times they aren't great, but a lot of times they're also not that bad.
And she's just totally selfish all the time. And they bring it up in universe, and it just never gets resolved. Like, literally the devil calls her out on it, and Gravity Falls is the best Western cartoon to come out this...
No, I get what they're saying. Yes, she's selfish, but I don't think it's really that bad, ultimately.
decade. Featuring wonderful writing, morals, visuals, and a story and cast that touched our hearts. Seriously though, is Mabel just gonna get away with all that shit, or...
Yeah, she is. And what are you gonna do about it?
Thank you so much for watching. Now, I know what you're thinking. Gravity Falls is over. What do I do? What is left? What...
People act like she's evil and describe moments where she's just being a 12-year-old. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, I get it, you know, cartoon character, so you can impose as much, like, stuff on her as you want. But it's like, she's just a kid, alright? Like, I'm sorry that she's being a kid, and that's her problem, pretty much.
Show could possibly fill that void. Well, why not find some new shows with this episode's sponsor, Crunchyroll?
No.
Cowboy Bebop is...
Also, hi, Melody. I missed your first message. Have you seen a Scooby-Doo video? It's not a, so this is basically, but it's in training. I don't think I have. Depending on, you know, if we finish all these before the stream ends, which we probably will, might check it out. So this is basically Cowboy Bebop. This was one I actually have heard so much about, but I have not watched. It's one of those shows that has been on my I will watch it eventually list for like forever, practically. Like, essentially. Also, practically forever. Guy who watches stuff, welcome to the stream.
Cowboy Bebop is a show about Spike Spencer and Jet Set Radio. They go on adventures bounty hunting in their bebop shit.
For these two, I just have to accept that that's their names.
Yeah, but they're really bad at it and super
Womp
poor.
womp.
That's why after they get sick of eating tin cans and sticks, they save up their money to buy a dog.
Uh-oh.
Along the way, they pick up My Valentine and some kind of elf man. Danny Elfman.
I remember that character, and the one memory I have of them is just being kind of weird in my brain.
My Valentine is a revolving door party member who ditches the group and comes back every 2 days with no money like a trailer park mom. The dog is the only smart one.
You know what? That's fair. It's just, they're only here to get paid, and when they're paid, they're gonna go have some fun.
Featuring a cast that never interacts with each other outside of the occasional middle finger, leading to wonderful dynamics including nothing. But what the show lacks in character dynamics...
Is that true? Because, listen, I've heard so many good things about this show. Essentially saying that it's like the best anime ever. And I feel, and personally, I think like the best part of any show is the character dynamics. So saying that there are no character dynamics in this, very surprising.
Dynamics it more than makes up for with cryptic one-liners. Oh, Ed, anything but blue. What?
Huh?
Why'd you say that? Why'd you say it like that? Am I supposed to interpret that? What does that mean?
I mean, it's simple. Anything but blue.
Such complex backstories. Spike is trying to find his girlfriend, Mrs. Bebop, who has all the personality of a cardboard cutout of a vagina. But she was
they're a background character. They're not involved here, all right?
kidnapped by his DeviantArt fanfiction rival, Vicious, a silver-haired Martian mom.
Wait, did I say this is not a joke?
His DeviantArt fanfiction rival, Vicious.
This is not a joke. That's seriously his name. Oh gosh, who's this Virgil-looking guy?
A silver-haired Martian mobster. He's my original character. You don't know that much about Mai,
He is the sword that is approaching.
except that she's unlikable, until a futuristic VHS tape arrives for her in the space mail. What's inside might change a young woman's life forever.
What's inside?
Jeff's time as a policeman has turned him into the
I guess we're just not gonna know.
stubborn mom. Spike, you better not go out for ice cream, he says. Then when Spike comes back from his ice cream date, he's like, okay, you can come back, but it's not like I like you or anything.
He's so shoujo. Oh, he's so cute.
Baka. Danny has no backstory. Her only focus episode is a literal mushroom-induced hallucination. None of the cast knows how to talk to Danny, so they just leave her on the ship like a soon-to-be-dead car baby. They even
Don't even worry about Danny. She's just there.
throw her in a corner for the ending because it's too serious for her shenanigans. But don't worry.
Oh, that's kind of sad. Not involving her in just in, like the final episodes because, like, listen, this is a bit of a serious moment, and we can't have you messing up the vibes with your
They
comedy.
replaced her with the most well-loved and classic egg-eating scene in all of anime. Cowboy Bebop is a masterpiece because it's so ambiguous that aside from a few specific story beats, you can imagine the characters however you want. That's the great thing about interpreting a complex series. You can view it as a masterpiece, or you can view it as, oh no, evil leftovers!
You know what? That's kind of fair. Personally, I'm not a super big fan of like super ambiguous storytelling stuff. I think it's very artistic and cool, but like as a thing to watch, I don't really care for it too much because I'm like, I don't really get what's happening. I can use my brain process to understand it, but I just don't really feel like it. So and I feel like that for like a bunch of different things. See ya, Space Cowboy.
Thank you guys for watching. If you want to support the show, you should check out this episode's But Will. Spike, are you fucking smoking on a ship with a closed oxygen supply? Man, if you want to do that, go outside.
It's literally space outside. Also, I'm sure there's like an air purification system, right? That gotta help something.
Overwatch is Team Fortress 2 with butts. Back in the year 20-aught past, Blizzard
Wait, I'm sorry. When did this come out? Because that's no longer true. They nerfed them.
decided to make a game called Overwatch. Then they
I mean, it's still true, but still.
To make it a movie instead. But animation's expensive, so they said, hey, you know it'd be a great way to fund this? By making a game. In the year 20-aught future, robots took over the world.
Wait, that's so cool, actually. I didn't know that. So they wanted to make an animation, and then the game came after to fund the animation? That's so interesting. Especially because that's making me think of, Also, hi, welcome to the stream. Your local theater kid. What was I going to say? Because that actually immediately reminded me of the biggest flop in gaming history at this moment. Yet. Concord. Which was essentially, you know, an Overwatch clone with a heavy focus on like cinematic animation, like cutscenes. But of course, those cinematics are really expensive, and they only have like a couple of them. And the idea was that they would keep updating with more of those cinematics, like to build up the world, and like that would be their big thing. And I was immediately gonna be like, well, that didn't work out for Concord. But so it's very interesting to hear that Overwatch started in that direction, where they wanted to like start with the animations, and then they just made a game instead to fund that.
World. Then some people got together and said,
Robots, stop the robot fighting.
"Okay," said the robot.
And it worked after a lot of death and destruction that we can just skip over.
Those humans then became an elite group called Overwatch, and everybody loved them until they didn't. Overwatch had two boss men. The first was Call of Duty, and everyone.
Why did the Overwatch group like fall apart? Does anybody know? I don't really. I'm not super into the whole Overwatch lore. By into, I mean know of, much of. Just that there was an Overwatch. It like went defunct, and now there's a new Overwatch. Hey, Michael Mail.
Everyone liked him because he
Welcome to
was
the stream.
hot. The other was
Death Gun.
who is clearly evil. They have a fight, and both of them die, except
What's evil about Death Gun?
they don't. Death Gun came back to life as little Timmy's first OC, and Call of Duty came back as Call of Duty Ghosts.
He's so edgy. I kind of love it. He's so unrepentantly edgy. Overwatch was hit with a series of allegations resulting in high-profile mission failures, corruption and mismanagement, weapon proliferation, human rights abuses, and more. I totally didn't copy-paste that from Google. I believe you.
Now they're edgy grandpas. After that, Overwatch
And they can play edgy bingo.
disappeared. That is until one day this monkey pressed the Overwatch button and it came back to life. Now they're tasked with important missions like escorting this Hollywood jackass's limo 2 blocks and
I mean, is it a Hollywood person? It might be like a important politician. You know, somebody who's trying to maintain the peace. Because I do remember that one Overwatch cinematic where I think Widowmaker went to like assassinate a like a robot like politician or something that's like working for peace. I think. Oh yeah, look, she's right there.
fighting each other. What exactly does Overwatch do again? It turns out that Overwatch's plot doesn't really
Don't worry about it, all right? Like the lore and the gameplay are different.
matter because the game is all non-canonical. Why did I tell you all that?
Woo! Next one.
Plays
Not
one
yet.
of the many heroes. Dragon Tales, Mr. Magoo, Samus
Dragon
Farron,
Tales,
La
Dragon
Catrina.
Tales.
American
the
Dad,
dragon.
Tracy, Play of the Game & Watch, Johnny Test, Chinese Bootleg
Wait. These are actually really good descriptions.
Elsa, Toblerone, Wimble Bimble, Neon Pink Evangelion, MC
Let's
Hammer,
go.
Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, Dr. Zaius.
It's not a phase,
There's so many characters, and I only recognize a couple.
It's Mom.
Necromercer, Cortana, Build-A-Buddha.
It is kind of wild that Mercy can just like revive people, like, and it seems like she could revive people quite well. Like, if you're dead for longer, then you know, make you into a robot person. But anything earlier than that, and you're totally fine.
Lucio. Oh, and another one now. This game has no diversity. Where are all the girl robots? Are there girl robots? Is Bastion a girl robot?
Why are you limiting robots to binary gender? Just because they're ones and zeros doesn't mean they have to be trapped in this male and female binary. Or maybe it does. I don't know how robots think. I figure they probably would actually be pretty like solid in like binary stuff.
Pick a hero and join the team for some fun, as nobody stands on the objective ever, and the only thing you can truly rely on is Torbjorn's corpse getting play of the game.
Listen, the only thing people want to do is fight. You know, shockingly, the people who are playing the game want to have fun playing the game.
Hey, thanks for watching. This episode was sponsored by Audible.com, an Amazon company. You like books? Audible's got books over 200...
I'm sorry, what if a robot is non-binary, huh? It probably wouldn't work. Exactly, you get what I'm saying.
Ahora
Winner end
regresamos a Play of the Game.
Play the game.
Estoy embarazada.
Oh my gosh, it's a it's a telenovela.
Y tú eres el papá. No. No.
Is this did they make this before the reveal that Soldier 76 was gay or after? Because it can become exponentially funnier if it's before.
No!
But honestly, yeah, that feels right out of a telenovela. Love that.
Adventure Time is about Jake the dog and Finn the human.
I love Adventure Time. I love it so much. It's so good. I know Finn is, you know, he has his problems, but still, it's so good.
Finn is a spunky 12-year-old who likes math and screaming, and every girl in the land wants to smooch him.
He started at 12. How old was he by the end of the show? I'm pretty sure he was like 15, right? Like 15 or 16?
Even this creepy grandma elephant. Eventually, he grows into a...
Everybody wants to kiss him except the person he wants to kiss him. Princess Bubblegum. Which, by the way, if you go back to season 1, and maybe 2, I don't remember which seasons, like the very early ones, with the knowledge of everything else that comes after, Princess Bubblegum is so manipulative. Cause like, oh my goodness, she was using him from like day 1. It's crazy. Finn was 17 by the end? That's crazy. That's also crazy.
strapping young man with unchecked emotions and a restraining order. Jake is a doughy layabout who teaches Finn to bottle up his feelings and spend all his time partying instead of becoming a better person.
Listen, Jake is just trying to show him how he lives his life. And it turns out the way Jake lives his life isn't the way Finn wants to live his life.
He can stretch and shapeshift into any size or form except for a good role model. Together, they're codependent. They quest for the sake of Princess Bobobo, the leader of the Candy Kingdom, who often clones and murders her own subjects.
Princess Bobobo is so good. It makes you think of the anime, Bobo 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 Bobo. I think it's the title. It's about a guy with like nostril hair powers. If you know, you know. Princess Bubblegum, though, is another character who I feel like people have treated as way more evil than she is. However, that being said, I agree with them. She is evil. Yeah. Those candy people deserved it, though.
Watch as she causes the conflict in a third of the episodes, and then Jake causes the conflict in the rest of them. Oh, and ice cream is there too, I guess. Follow their wacky...
Don't worry about it. He's just there, off in the mountains.
Adventures filled with the kind of randomness you thought was funny back when you still used the XD emoticon, featuring radical link.
Wait, May. Bobo 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 is actually like, it was like a comedy and it was pretty good for its time. But I could understand why you would disagree.
Go. Schmauzow. Algebraic. Slam a cow. That dude looks rough. Wow.
Wowzers.
That sounds really hip and not at all awkward and stupid. Hey there, network.
It is stupid, but I love it. All their like made up sayings and like slang I think is so cool.
Executive, you worried that sick lingo isn't enough to attract the kids and the stoners? Fret not, because Adventure Time's got you covered with gross out humor, featuring plenty of farts and sometimes vomit. Animated, on screen, just visible, coming out of a mouth vomit.
You know, that's true, but I don't remember Adventure Time being that gross to me, you know? I never thought it was really that bad. What would happen if you just pop Princess Bubblegum? Like, poke her with a... Huh. I think she'd be fine. Because we've seen that her body is very, like, malleable. I'm pretty sure if you mess her up, you just gotta reshape her back into her normal form and she'll be fine. Pretty much.
Not funny, never funny, always gross, stop it. Watch as the show goes from a series of episodes with no conclusions to a series of character arcs with no conclusions.
You know what? This specifically, I actually kind of agree with. Jake's whole plot with his family always left me kind of unsatisfied with how it ended. Like, they were happy generally, you know, he and his, like, kids. But it feels off that how his kids grew up so fast and then just kind of moved on without him. And he was barely, like, I don't know. I wish we got, like, more resolution with Jake and his family. that just me? I don't know.
Hey, how do we write endings?
Just eat some glue and write down whatever you see.
I don't see anything.
That's fine.
At the end of every season, we get to hear about the Snitch, a scary bad guy who spends
The Lich is literally such a good villain. He's so terrifying.
5 seasons frozen in syrup.
I actually watched a video very recently, I think like yesterday actually, or the day before, which was talking about like eldritch horror in like kids cartoons, and the Lich was of course one of the examples brought up about how it's it's so interesting that there's, because eldritch, like Lovecraftian horror, cosmic beings of evil are like so large and beyond us and horrific, so it's very weird to put them in like a lot of kids cartoons. But I think it actually makes a lot of sense to put these kind of beings in like kids cartoons, because even though they're scary, which they are, they, you know, with enough cartoonifying, they won't be that scary, but they're an objective evil that people can fight. You don't need to have the morals of, oh, this is, you know, everything is gray. No, this is a black and white conflict. The Lich is an avatar of death. And while death may not be objectively bad and evil, from the perspective of mortals who do not want to die, they are. And from most humans' perspectives, this is a pretty simple conflict of good versus evil.
Ooh, spooky. You still on board? Well, you
Of
won't
course.
be when we get to the romantic subplots. Watch as Finn rebounds off a war crime McGrime onto a literal flame demon, who then dumps him for being too creepy. The best episode...
I will say, I'm so sad how Finn and like Fire Princess ended. It was tragic. The fact that it ended essentially because Finn started just tricking Fire Princess into beating up people because he thought that was hot. That's pretty much how it ended, right? I'm not misremembering that. I don't know.
are the ones without Finn and Jake in them. Follow Marceline, Ice Cream, Beepo, and the rest of the tertiary cast in one-off adventures that are way more interesting than anything we're supposed to care about.
I mean, I thought the one-off episodes were cool. I don't know if I'd say they're like more interesting than the like main plot.
Rebecca Sugar tries her best to give the show any redeeming qualities.
I know, I'm pretty sure the, you know, Jello Apocalypse is being facetious in like these videos. They are supposed to be like comedic, clearly. But I think Rebecca Sugar did pretty good. I like the series. No. Do I spot Marceline? Marceline was one of the best characters. If you ignore... No, not even if you don't ignore. She was great.
So, how should we resolve Finn losing his arm?
You know, I've been thinking, maybe we shouldn't resolve it. It's not an arc. It's part of him now. It's something he has to deal with. Something that Finn's lost and he's never getting back. It's something that'll always remind him of his father who left him and took that part of him away. Finn can't change that. Nothing can change
Doesn't he get his arm back from like the plant thing that happens to him?
that. He just has to live with it. He has to grow and
I
move
think.
on.
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe we all do.
Wait, I've got it.
Ah!
He meets a bee who wants to bang his arm, and then he honey-jaculates a new one. That's...
You know what? I actually forgot that that's how that scene started.
Did. Thank you. mathy math.
I disagree. It's a good show. And, you know, it's ridiculous, some things that happen in it, but it indulges in the ridiculousness of the things that happen. Yes, when you put it like that, the bee appearing, being really attracted to his flower arm, I think, because he just had like a little flower nub, and that results in him getting an arm. I think he like grows into like a big plant, and like he pulls it out, and it's like covered in honey and stuff. I never considered it that way, but I guess it is kind of. Let's move on. I think
Hey,
that's
thank you
enough
guys
of
so
that.
much for watching, and who sells sushi? Go check it out. Bye.
Oh boy.
Welcome to the wonderful world of Pokemon. In the new games,
Oh, so cool. I never got to play Pokemon. My mom thinks it's like demonic.
Pokemon Ketchup and Mustard. I'm Professor Tree, and I'm gonna ask you what your gender is. You're finally 10, and that means it's time to
Yay.
go off on a nationwide journey to fight gang members and monsters. Now,
It has always been very odd that in the Pokemon universe, a 10-year-old going off on, you know, an adventure of a lifetime, essentially. It's just totally normal and very chill. Pokemon demonic. Do you not know of, like, the whole, like, satanic panic thing when it comes to, like, Pokemon and stuff? Because, like, oh, Pokemon, it's like pocket monsters, oh, and there's evolution in the game, so, like, an evolution is not Christian, even though evolution in Pokemon is nothing like real-life evolution. It's more like metamorphosis, if you want to compare it to anything. And if you do compare it to evolution, then it's more like, I always forget the name of the theory of there was another theory of evolution that's, like, not Darwinian. It's the theory that, creatures change over their lifetime. Like if an animal is constantly reaching up, over, like, a decade, their neck will get longer. And then they will pass it on to their children, and their children will immediately be born with longer necks. I forget what that's called. If you want to compare it to any kind of evolution, it would be closer to that. Also, no? Wow. It's an American thing. Maybe that's why you haven't heard of it.
once you got your twig with eyeballs by your side, it's totally safe. But watch out. Along the way, you're gonna have to deal with the villainous Team Pants. But first, you need to know how to catch a Pokemon. No, you can't skip this tutorial. And if you catch
Team whatever is the problem in this area. Sometimes their problem is existential. Sometimes they just really dislike certain things.
all the Pokemon and put them in this Poke Brick, you get a digital certificate.
Ooh.
Wow, look at that. That's not even a real reward in universe. Get a badge from all the gyms. There's a gym for every Pokemon type.
Is that the Death Gym? What is this?
Except dark.
Oh, never mind. It was dark.
Too difficult? Use the EXP share to cheat your way through the game. It's understandable.
Listen, EXP share just makes it easier, man. Like, it just makes it more convenient.
Pokemon is really hard. Strategy's really complex. There's type matchups, and that's it. Here's some professor pointers to help you remember what's super effective against what.
Alrighty.
Grass absorbs water. If you hit a bird with a brick, it'll stop moving.
Yeah.
Afraid of the dark? Punch it. Shoutouts to the best Pokemon.
That is weird. Wait, why is fighting stronger than dark? There's a dark gym now since the release of this video. I'm glad we're being progressive and allowing the dark type Pokemons to be part of society.
Quillfish, keeping it real since 2001. Experience
yeah.
the wonder of boundless childlike adventure with no limitations. Oh no, it's a tiny bush. You don't have the right move to get past that. Oh well, I guess.
And your sword doesn't know how to cut stuff, so yikes, it's rough.
You'll just have to fly back to town and change your party member. Every once in a while, the game takes a break from brutal dogfights to remind you that Pokemon is about friendship.
Counterpoint to the fighting thing, the Pokemon canonically do love fighting. Like, they're all about that. They love battling each other. So it's not really about, like, dog fighting. It's more like you are their, like, literal trainer bringing them to the different fights for them to go through.
Oh, this one doesn't have the nature I was looking for. Don't worry, you can be a breeding slave. You can always tell who the bad guy in these games is gonna be, because he sounds like this.
Ham-handed philosophy. Ah, someone spilled ketchup on my pants.
I will execute you for this crime in a Pokemon battle.
Now I'm going to use
This game's legendary Pokemon.
to destroy all.
Love.
Go, Mega Scrafty.
Is that writing too tack?
Makes sense to use Scrap because isn't his like whole look that essentially it's his skin, but it looks like just big old pants.
For for you? Well, don't worry, because Pokemon has backstory now.
Oh, let's
upon
go.
a time, a 9-foot-tall king from 3,000 years ago used
All
a
right.
war machine to rip the universe apart, so there were multiple universes, and the meteor went to ours. And
Huh.
I just want to catch a Bulbasaur, man.
What is this lore? I mean, I know there's like the whole Pokemon war, and there's like Pokemon super weapons and stuff. Am I sleeping on Pokemon lore? Is that like something worth checking out?
Shoutouts to the best Pokemon, Probopass.
Oh, lore. Someone called MatPat? No. Sorry, MatPat's he's retired. You gotta call a new one. I forget his name, sadly, even though I do watch like the new Game Theory stuff. Damn. I just get sad when I remember MatPat's gone.
Keep
Not
it
dead, he's just gone.
real. 1999. And if you hate
Yeah.
having fun, you can spend 9 hours looking for the specific Pokemon with the right EVs and IVs and EVs to use in competitive. And since you clearly like wasting time, once you beat the game, be sure to hop on board the battle funicular and try your hand at diagonal battles. Gotta get good so you can beat
Diagonal. What does that mean? Like, I know like all the different games have like their own like special thing. What does this mean? Is this like a real thing?
both NPCs that know it.
Tom, thank you. Also, that's the Kalos lore that from before about like the super weapon and multiverse thing.
And don't forget the rewards. Hooray! A dire hit.
Let's go.
And then in a few
I don't know
months,
what that
be
is.
sure to pick up Pokemon Horseradish, the slightly enhanced version with 500 new roaming legendaries. You gotta buy it, because this version has all the Pokemon in it. Yo, shout out
No, it won't. Don't lie to me. They won't have all of them.
to the best Pokemon, Lolomo. Keeping it real,
Yeah.
1963. So dumb.
It's just getting older and older.
Go, Admin Corduroy! Go, Admin Chaps!
More professor pointers to help you remember type
Ooh,
matchups
alright.
using common logic.
We got a couple more.
Really hard to punch a bird. You can't be psychic if there's a bug on you. Ice gets in cracks and does that thing where it breaks the ground, but not rocks, which are
Okay, so right. Okay. I guess because rocks move around and you can throw rocks at ice.
strong against ice despite coming out of the ground. Can't get your computer to work?
It's different.
Punch it. Got the wrong flavor of ice cream? Punch it. Can't get your boss to give you that raise? Punch it. Hey,
Is fighting strong against like everything? What is going on? Can't punch a bird. Hey, not with that attitude. The only thing keeping you back from punching a bird is your own lack of will and the fact that they're a little fast. But if you get the run up on them before they can react, you got it.
if you're fighting a shadow Pokemon, you should turn the game off and play a better one. Have you ever wondered what it would
And we're already in the next one. So basically, this is Danny Phantom. Oh, I love Danny Phantom. It had a not so great ending, and and Butch Hartman like retconned the lore about ghosts being, you know, dead people, instead making them be like the ideas of certain beings, except for one person who is canonically definitely 100% a person who died and became a ghost. But we just ignore what Butch Hartman says because who cares about what he says?
be like if Spider-Man was dead? Danny Phantom is a show about a young superhero named Danny Fenton who really needs a better alias. He has the power to transform into his edgy Smash Bros. Palette
It is weird that nobody recognizes him. It's not very subtle.
swap at any time. He can walk through walls, disappear, and fly. He's much more unique than the other guy.
Wait, I want to read that.
He can walk through walls, disappear, and fly. He's much more unique than
Except for these other guys who can do the same, but also other stuff. Sometimes melts. Oops. What?
the other guy. Danny's parents are infamous ghost hunters who accidentally turn their own son into a ghost, which is usually considered a crime. Danny has to catch
But in this case, is more of an upgrade. Upgrade. No one recognizing him gives me miraculous ladybug logic. Yeah, but he doesn't even have the excuse of, like, you know, there's magic involved, so of course I can't recognize him. He's a ghost, and usually people can recognize who a ghost was in life. His only defense is, well, that's a ghost, and I'm alive. Which, to be fair, actually, is a pretty strong defense, now that I think about it. It's like, I can't be a ghost, I'm alive. And who would expect this to be like a human person that can turn into a ghost situation? You know what? I've convinced myself, actually, that this makes sense.
Catch all the ghosts while his parents try to turn him ghost from a half ghost to a whole ghost. But he can't tell them he's a ghost because then they'll attack him. Wait.
Will they? I mean, I'm sure you can tell them, actually.
His cool sister Jazz finds out about Spookum-a-Gookums and starts helping him out halfway through season 1. Whoa, wait, what? That's right. Danny Phantom has changing status quo and plot progression before the season 1 finale.
That is pretty crazy.
Completely unheard of. Nice.
All these other ones went like at least a season before plot started changing, right?
To see a cartoon changing the industry in this contemporary year of 2000.
Don't worry about it.
2004. Also helping Danny are his friends Sucker and Tam. Sucker likes machines and meat, and Tam is a goth who hangs out with Danny and Sucker for reasons that are still unclear to me.
You know what? That's a good point. I mean, it just seems like they're friends. You know, they've just been friends for a while, so they keep hanging out even as they, like, kind of diverge interest-wise.
Danny and Tam secretly have feelings for one another because they're protagonists. Hey, it's a good thing they don't.
I don't care. I ship them. It doesn't matter, all right? I don't know. I don't care if it's just because they're there. I'll take what I can get, all right? Jazz looks kind of... all right.
Don't have chemistry
Simmer
class
down.
together or they'd be failing. You know what I'm saying? Up top.
Actually, no, I disagree. From what I remember, I feel like they did have a decent amount of chemistry.
Alright, with puberty at his back and friends at his side, Danny learns that fighting ghosts is hard, but growing up just might be a little harder.
What
Coming soon to the CW.
Speaking of soap operas, meet Danny's nemesis, Vlad Masters, a villain so over the
Hello.
top that everyone just thinks he's kidding when he twirls his mustache and tries to hit on Danny's mom from his cheese castle. Contrast with Valor.
I guess if you're so overdramatic, people can't take you seriously then.
A kick-ass anti-hero with sympathetic motivations and a really interesting dynamic with Danny, who ends up being a better antagonist than Vlad and a much better love interest than Tam.
Oh, I kind of remember her, but not that much, actually.
Oops, it just goes to show.
I think I never really watched, like, the last, like, set of episodes of Danny Phantom, now that I'm thinking about it. Because I remember her, but not much about her.
Show that the ones who love Danny the most are those that keep trying to kill him. Marvel at the
Womp
comic book
womp.
styled rogues gallery, filled with interesting motivations.
Should I bring this up? I feel like it's kind of messed up. I'll mention it. So this character right here, you may not be aware of this, but was a shooting that was caused kind of by her, but not really, but sort of. There was this one guy who was super obsessed with her, like to a crazy degree, and he decided he did a shooting, ended himself so that he could be with her. It's a whole thing. I had to bring it up. It's the main thing I think of every time I see her. Even though it's like, it's not their fault. They're just a cartoon character. People scare me. I know. Sometimes people are really messed up.
And personality that eventually just trickles down to a game of how many times can Skulker show up this week by the end of season 2. Whenever he fights ghosts, Danny never forgets his signature catchphrase.
I guess I'll die.
And then he dies. Typical Danny Phantom fight scene incoming. Let's go. I'm so excited. Gratuitous fun.
Rebreather.
Ghost Boy, you're just in time for me to ruin Jack and Mary Fenton's anniversary cruise. And once their relationship has been scuttled, they'll get a divorce!
Change of plans.
Why? Why does he want them to get a divorce?
It's time for some cruise control.
Fool! You've fallen for my trap hook, line, and sinker!
I think I'm starting to remember why I like this show. I love puns. I think that they are the highest form of comedy. I don't even care. That's probably why I liked Undertale a lot. Puns are so good.
Now, prepare to sleep with
The fishes. Oh.
Sorry, must have forgotten my waterproof pajamas. I'll have to pass.
Huh. I might be a diver, but when I'm done with you, you'll be a diver!
That's so funny. Danny, punch this man in the face. This will go on forever if you let it. You know, in fact, punch off his face and rip at his hook.
It's really unclear where the ghosts come from, because sometimes they're actual dead people with documented existences, and other times they're just ghost tornadoes. Season 1 sets the bar with its constantly changing status quo and great episodic villains. Then watches Season 2 straddles the bar, and cringes Season 3 bangs its nuts
Oh, right. Season 3 was where things got like messed up.
on it before falling off entirely. Enjoy the interactions of the genuinely charming and interesting Fenton family, but only after every 3 episodes of Sucker and Pam had a fight because she's a vegetarian and doesn't meet his expectations.
Coming soon, CW.
Danny Phantom is a charming cartoon that
Sorry.
combines the fun of comic book superheroes with surprisingly well-written depictions of life as a teenager, even if the
Alright.
rushed ending left us missing a panel or two. But
I kind of want to rewatch Danny Phantom now. The Ghost Meteor. I remember that. Well, vaguely. I remember the Ghost Meteor vaguely.
hey, at least the show will live on in the disproportionate ratio of an incredibly bizarre and sexual fan art.
Move on. Skip.
Fan art?
Get. You didn't have to show us any of that. And you chose to. That's crazy. I will never forgive you for this.
Thank you all for watching, and a huge thank you to Butch Hartman for...
My goodness.
The Legend of Zelda.
Not the fan art. Let's move on from that. And let's watch so this is basically The Legend of Zelda.
The Legend of Zelda is an action-adventure game series about exploring dungeons and being murdered by chickens. The series follows the many incarnations of the 3 people that wield the Triforce. You
Yes.
play as who has the Triforce of Courage.
Not even saying his name, just yeah.
which gives him the power to rock the dumbest hat in existence.
It is funny because canonically Link does talk to people. We just don't get to hear it because how else are we going to insert ourselves into his existence?
Sometimes he's young, sometimes he's hot, sometimes he's tuned, and sometimes he's not. But he's...
By the way, part of the reason that Link is so androgynous is specifically to make it easier for everybody to self-insert into him, because he's like, you know, for like both boys and girls, you know, he's not too masculine that the girl can't easily insert themselves in as Link, or vice versa, which I think is pretty interesting, especially because in my mind Link is a pretty solid character, like his own solid character. But that's partially because there's so many different iterations that I am aware of that they all kind of blend into this one Link figure, you know? I relate to him more that way, talking to people.
always the Triforce of Wisdom belongs to Princess Zelda. Zelda spends most of her time on vacation in a dungeon somewhere, cashing royalty checks from her successful franchise and making Hut pick up her laundry. Zelda doesn't have a personality, except for Wind Waker, where she's a cool pirate captain.
And I hope this came out before Breath of the Wild, because she has a personality there, alright? I'll have you know. She's pretty cool. Well, she's very sweet and nerdy, and I like her.
Just kidding, boring princess mode activate. In Breath of the Wild, you can unlock her personality. Yup, that's what I'm focusing on in these cutscenes. The
Bro,
Triforce of...
come on.
Power belongs to Ganondorf. Ganondorf is a wizard who doesn't know what wizards are. Ganon is always the bad guy, even—
Listen, he's a wizard of the Punch School of Magic, or the Sword School of Magic here, I guess.
when he isn't. Sometimes he shows up at the end of the game to steal another villain's hard work using the darkest magic of all, plagiarism. He wants to take over Hyrule for reasons. When the
I mean, mainly he just wants to destroy humanity, or everything, really, because he's like the incarnation of Demise, who is essentially just like hatred personified, I'm pretty sure.
Triforce is brought together, something vague magic. Rick missed orientation day at the Triforce Club, so he has to prove himself over and over again each game, while the other two just get to be born with powers.
At the very first game, I believe, when the Triforce of, like, all three of them were brought together, you got to make a wish, right? Wasn't that the case? But also, that's not fair. I mean, Zelda in Breath of the Wild had to unlock her powers, and Ganon just keeps being, like, sealed away, so I guess he doesn't need to re-unlock his powers. He just, like, comes back.
Spend 80% of the game convincing the finicky goddess to give you the necessary items to defeat the bad guys, as she becomes a bigger obstacle than they are.
Oh, hey, look at that! You got the 3 magic belt buckles.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, now you need to order me. I'm feeling like a pizza.
I feel like you're making up these challenges on the go. Can you just give me the power I need to save the world?
A hero's pizza, but it's gonna need the sacred toppings. Let's say six toppings, each from a dungeon.
All right,
some
right.
Pepperoni from a volcano, chives from a.
This looks awful already. This pizza slice has 2 fairies on it. Do you think you could eat a fairy? What would they taste like? Magic? What would that taste like? I'm suddenly curious.
Haunted woods, some kind of time-themed anchovies, diamonds. Just diamonds.
Just
on the
straight
fourth
diamonds.
slice.
But it's all worth it to get the Master Sword, the only weapon that can seal away Gamble Gork. Unless you have a bug net, or a fishing rod, or a bottle. Why did I even get this thing?
It's the only way to officially seal him away. Honestly, so as long as you have it on you, you can use anything else to seal him. But you have to have the Master Sword to actually do it. Fairies would taste like rainbows, which would taste like gays, which means they would taste like you. Great to know. We answered that question. Easy.
Might be tough, but in the end, Link always wins. Except when he doesn't, but we don't talk about those times. The series has an
That barely ever happens. And usually it ends up fine either way.
overarching timeline linking all the games together. But it's really confusing and makes everything worse, so you should just ignore it. Expand your arsenal.
Wasn't there a game that, like, kind of reunited all the timelines back into one timeline? Well, I guess we just saw that the 3 went back into one, so yes, I guess there is.
With cool weapons that you find in the dungeons, and now thanks to Breath of the Wild, they break. If you're ever low on supplies on your journey, just mow the lawn for infinite item pickups that tiny people leave for you to find in the grass.
I don't think they leave it for us. We're just robbing them.
Oh, where'd you get that disembodied heart, Picori? Where'd you...
Don't ask what questions you don't want the answers to, alright? Just accept the kindness and consume the heart.
Where'd you get that? Enjoy dealing with each installment's signature annoying mechanic, like Kinstone merging, the Temple of the Ocean King, pin cables, all of Skyward Sword, and don't forget the bad controls minigame. You don't need to.
Skyward Sword was the one that was, like, motion controlled, right? With, like, the Wii controller, I think.
To beat it, you'll just never get that last heart container. Just 19 of them at the top of your screen, taunting you forever. Ponder over each game's remixes of familiar locations, characters, and races like the Zora. Have you ever wanted to kiss a fish on its fishy fish lips? Look at all these attractive fish. You can kiss this fish, or this fish, or this fish. The fish abilities are end fish. And now that
Do not the fish, alright?
Breath of the Wild is out and everybody loves it, maybe we can finally stop hearing about how every new installation of the series isn't as good as Ocarina of Time. It wasn't even that good, you guys.
I mean, Ocarina of Time was really good. I don't know. Personally, I love Breath of the Wild. Probably because it came out in my time, so I got to really attach myself to it. Rather than Ocarina of Time, which for me is essentially just an older thing. But I don't know. I feel like, but I can acknowledge that Ocarina of Time was just good on its own.
Yeah, good luck hitting me with those 19-year-old control schemes. Oh!
Easy. It's too easy. Spike can make people do a lot of incredible things.
Oh, they got the 3DS remake. Doesn't count.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for watching.
Who cares if it doesn't count? You're dead either way.
Thanks.
Rick and Morty is a show about Brick and
Oh, I'm so excited. Rick and Morty. Was this before the popularity of it dropped, like, off a cliff? Or, or after? Because that will determine a lot about how this is treated, I think.
Mortar. Brick is an amoral mad scientist and the smartest man in the universe, with enemies lurking in every corner of the galaxy.
Including himself. And also assassins.
And Mortar is also there. Follow their multi-dimensional sci-fi adventures, destroying aliens, monsters, and the human code of ethics.
It's kind of wild that they explained why Morty is there by just saying, oh, his stupidity masks Rick's intelligence. That was such a, like, depressing explanation for why he's there, man.
Through their adventures, Mortar slowly learns that doing the right thing is usually the wrong thing. And though Brick might act like a selfish jerk, deep down he really does care about his grandkids,
Yeah, see, this is just so depressing.
provided he stands to benefit from it and the robot replacements he built aren't working yet. Mortar's parents let Brick live in their garage and nearly kill their son every week because they're the worst.
I mean, it's mainly because Jeremy's a pushover. Jerry, I'm sorry, not Jeremy. I mean, Jeremy was a pushover, but let's stop talking about be more chilled, all right? Jerry's a pushover, and she really misses her dad. So, whatever. Fact, Rick is canonically autistic, like you, which explains a lot about his character. Really? That is very interesting. Like, canonically. Okay.
Jerry is Morty's spineless loser of a dad who gets almost as much hate from Brick as he does from the universe. His wife Beth is a horse surgeon because she keeps backing the wrong ones. What?
I always do feel bad for Jerry. It's just like, bro, why is everything so bad for him? It's crazy.
It's 2 seasons of B-plots fueled by their uncertain marital status that flips back and forth so frequently that it's probably being used to power another Brick's flux capacitor or something.
Yeah, probably.
Wow, a flux capacitor. Real original there, Gene Roddenberry. What is this? What are you supposed to be, like some kind of me from another dimension or something? Eh, more or less. That's a pretty stupid bit. Yeah, you're right. This is getting
It's gonna be a bit that's gonna come back a lot, so get used to
a
it.
little meta. All right, we're moving on, everybody. Once in a while, Brick and Mortar are joined on their adventures by Mortar's older sister, Summer. Summer's a pretty cool action girl and a foil to Mortar, who's pissed herself or mentioned pissing herself so many times that I'm starting to think someone on the staff is into it.
Yes, classic. The writer's barely disguised fetish. They just... My goodness, please put these away.
Look, I'm not judging. I'm not saying it's a problem. Just pointing it out. The dialogue is sort of, kind of really like a casual, like a sort of an ad-lib vibe going on, which has to be really easy to bank off of when Justin Roiland is playing anywhere from 65 to 100% of the cast. Fall in love with the memorable side character.
Wait, how many voice actors do they have? Is it just like, what, like 2 or 3? Because that's kind of impressive.
Like the Meeseeks. Okay.
Mr. Meeseeks, look at me.
Mr. Poopy Butthole. Okay. Like Bird.
He's still alive, though. And I think he's probably going to be, like, a major villain. Mr. Poopy Butthole. Which is kind of crazy, because he was, like, started as such, like, a dumb character.
Person. All right, fine. Don't fall in love with anyone. Love isn't real anyway. It's just probably some side effect of an alien pooping in your space brain. Like all...
That would be sad. I'm pretty sure there's, like, an SCP thing where... like certain emotions are canonically not human emotions. They're just like an SCP that has infected humanity. 'Cause there's an SCP for just about everything. Just like how death is an infinitely painful experience that if you know that it's infinitely painful, will make it infinitely painful. Yeah, sorry about that. Gave you that little bit of a cognito hazard there.
All good sci-fi, rigor mortis shines a light on the human condition by getting as far away from it as possible. Everything and everyone is the worst. All meaning is assigned arbitrarily, and nothing really matters. So you should just try to enjoy yourself. Or kill everybody. Not that those are mutually exclusive.
I guess it does bring up the question of, in a lot of multiverse stuff, it's like, bro, why should it even matter if... Because why should I care? There's an infinite multiverse. But honestly, personally, I've been of the perspective of, yes, the multiverse is infinite. So there is an infinite number of universes where this one person is alive or is part of your life or whatever. But ultimately, that isn't the person you know. And, like, you just gotta accept that the people out there don't matter to you. The people in my life are the ones that matter to me. And if they die, it doesn't matter if I can just go to another universe where they didn't. The person I care about died, you know? You like the killing everybody option? As I always say, murder is often the right answer.
Conscious Mortar goes from a starry-eyed child in the audience's point of reference to a jaded tag-along whose greatest adventure with Rick will be eventually murdering him. And just when you're convinced that
That'll be so good.
this show is a comedy, it punches you in the gut like a ton of bricks in the last minute of an episode as all the dialogue cuts out and all you're left with is an obscure song and sadness.
When you outgrow me, when you've outgrown me.
That does happen often, actually, now that I think about it. Like, ever since that one episode where they, like, Rick and Morty change universes to where their family isn't dead and, you know, the whole world hasn't been destroyed. And then they just take the place of, like, their dead selves. And it's just them integrating into their new life as music plays. Violence isn't the answer, it's the question, and the answer is yes. That's what I'm saying.
When you outgrow me, will you leave in time? And will you leave me?
What a disturbing plant.
Yeah, will you leave me?
Adult Morty. Oh, this is evil Morty, actually. I guess is also adult Morty here.
When you're done, when you're done,
What does it mean?
when you're done.
What does it represent? Who cares? It won't matter next episode. Within 24 hours of broadcast, some fans will connect this scene to Evil Morty somehow. I connected it to Evil Morty within like a second because I saw like the cut. But then again, I guess it can't be the same Evil Morty because this one's an adult and the normal Evil Morty isn't. You see?
Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to...
Already connected. There was no need for a delay.
Star vs. the Faces of Evil is a show about Star Butterfly, a princess...
I actually like the show as well. I didn't watch it a ton, but I enjoyed the Star vs. the Forces of Evil. The ending was an interesting decision, I think. Very, very interesting.
who fights monsters in her own short attention span. Star is from the magical dimension of Muni, and she's learning to control her powers, but she's really bad at it, so her parents outsource her to Earth so she can be someone else's problem. That's so...
If she blows up the place, it doesn't matter. It's Earth, not Muni.
One is Marco Diaz, who gets paired with Star for being boring and safe. When he's not busy being the most...
Boring and safe. Both things that you can't really describe him as. Wow, that's the least boring thing and safe thing I've ever seen. Oh my god, wait, I remember these two characters. Have you seen this? At what episode did they just stop appearing? Paper, to print stories in lines and squiggles to save ink. Of course, understood.
Likeable character in the show, he's mopping up Star's messes with the short end of the stick he keeps getting. Together, they fight against Ludo, a horrible little bird man who's terrible at everything, while a series of more competent and interesting villains impatiently wait in the wings for him to die. Ludo wants...
I do like to imagine that they're just in line being like, bro, when is Ludo gonna die already? I'll kill him if Star won't. Oh gosh, Marco kind of looks like Michael from PFC, but different. the worst part is I do actually see what you're saying. Like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, he kind of does.
Wants to steal Star's most valuable possessions, her magic wand and her book of spells.
Yeah.
Two ancient, all-powerful relics from her royal lineage that she uses exclusively for spells inspired by late 2000s internet memes. The only bigger threat to Star
Hey, listen, it works. It's very strong.
spellbook than Ludo is her own complete disinterest in it. It's like infinite spells. You get to make your own spell. How can you not be interested? Marco is.
It does take her quite a while before she's like actually starts studying magic. I forget what exactly inspires her to start studying, but it takes her like a minute.
Joined by his two nerdy friends who are so boring that I literally don't remember their names. They
Same.
exist terribly for one season before being unceremoniously replaced by Jackie and Jana, who are in.
We can just assume that they died, all right? Star took them around the back of the school and blasted them with an Avada Kedavra. It happens.
Infinitely better in every single way. Maybe the network should have had more faith in the female leads for their new show instead of shooting themselves in the foot. The rest of the supporting cast is pretty good, though. Mostly.
I remember her being kind of the worst, actually, as well. But not that bad. Just like, I just remember having a generally negative opinion of her, but I can't remember why.
And that's good, because more characters means more potential.
Oh, also. Sorry, give me a moment. I just have to point this out.
And that's good,
Look at her eyes, bro.
because more characters means more potential love interests for Marco. Relive all the fun of your middle school clique where everyone.
Oh, right, that was a thing. Man, Marco, a lot of people really liked Marco.
One of your gal pals ends up crushing on the same boy for a variety of reasons that make very little sense. But this time there's a fan base to fight over them.
Oh, gosh. Didn't they get a lot of, like, hate for pushing, like, just any couple because everyone wanted different pairings? Oh, gosh.
Pick your side and get mad in speculation video comments, even though it's pretty obvious which pair the show is pushing.
Real. Like, I don't know how anyone thought that Marco wasn't gonna end up with Star. Just, let's be real, alright? Sure, there was other characters, but we all knew how it was gonna end. Maybe that's why some people got so, like, negative about it, because they were praying, hoping against all hope that maybe they would end up with other people. That was never gonna happen. Alright, like, be real.
But hey, who cares about logic or chemistry? Team Marco X Spider with a top hat for life! My show will hashtag come out on top. Behind all the hyperactivity and the
What?
shipping, what the show really.
I don't even remember who that is. Imagine the show had a Hey, the Owl House plot twist and Marco just got with somebody else. Oh, man.
Wants to be is a high fantasy adventure exploring themes of racism and historical revisionism regarding humans and monsters. And maybe after 2 seasons
That was a pretty cool plot line.
of faffing about, it can finally do that without going back to boring slice of life episodes about how wacky macaroni is. Wackaroni!
Oh, this looks delicious. I wish I had this much macaroni.
Whoa! Whoa! Season.
Can you guys hear that very, very loud cricket sound? Like, it's deafening. My goodness, I can hear it, like, through my headphones while the video is playing. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Also, I was gonna ask that same question. What plot twist are you talking about? Because in Owl House, like, the main pairing I can think of was, like, Luz and, oh my gosh, I forgot her name. And they ended up together. Anyway.
Has been exclusively plot-driven so far, and look at that! It's all been interesting! Will the show stick
Shocking.
to Muni's storied history, or will it tank as it focuses on tripe from Season 1 that no one cares about, like Sir...
Oh, okay. I guess, yeah, I guess that is a twist where Amity gets with Luz, but I guess it happens so early on, I don't really consider it a twist, you know? Well, I mean, like, the implications that is gonna happen start very early on. So, when it finally does happen, it doesn't really feel like a twist. It feels like the culmination of a lot of development between characters, you know?
Certain other shows keep doing Steven Universe. So it's gonna be a great show as long as it doesn't go back to the bad stuff.
And as long as the ending isn't terrible.
Please don't go back to the bad stuff. Please don't go back to the bad stuff. Please don't go back to the bad stuff.
They can't avoid it. They can't escape. The horses of evil.
Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to support the show and get more episodes, please check out this episode's sponsor, Verve. Verve
Do
is
that stuff while we move on to the next one.
My Hero Academia, or Boku no Hero Academia, if you...
I'm so excited for this one, actually. I watched a bunch of My Hero. I haven't watched the latest seasons, mainly because I enjoy My Hero, but I find it so easy to just stop caring, and then I like vanish away from watching it for a while. It's rough. I love MHA, but the fandom, oof, you're right, the fandom is rough. My goodness.
You're annoying takes place in a world where people have superpowers called quirks. Some people get cool quirks that make them unkillable gods, while others get quirks that turn their head into a cactus.
It is a very fascinating setting. I think it's so interesting.
Main characters.
I do wish we got to see more about the setting, like considerably more, rather than like the whole school stuff. But, I really wish My Hero either focused way more on the school stuff, or focused way less on the school stuff. You know, rather than like the general middle ground that we have.
Deku Scrub. His quirk is not having any powers.
Womp
Deku wants
womp.
to be a hero, but he's quirkless, so the other kids in class like Bakugan make fun of him and tell him to kill himself.
Bakugan is so good.
Yeah, they seem like real good candidates for the hero program. One day, Deku meets his idol, All Might, and he's like,
Hey kid, eat this hair. It'll give you superpowers, but don't tell nobody.
You don't gotta say it like that. It makes it sound very sus. If this was not an anime, I would have just assumed that this is All Might's weird fetish.
and he inherits All Might's quirk, but it's so powerful that it nearly makes him explode every time he uses it. Can All Might and Small Might overcome the hurdles to get Deku admitted to the #1 Hero Academy? They sure can. And
Of course they can. They do it pretty quickly, in
it'll be
fact.
so awesome that you won't even notice how it makes absolutely no sense the rest of his classmates pass the exam with their totally irrelevant power set.
I have watched tons of stuff and people talking about how, listen guys, if you just think about it, it makes a ton of sense that everybody else is like got in, like but you kind of have to make some like logical concessions of like, okay, it makes sense if we assume a couple things, but the fact that you have to assume it all is rough.
Well, Miss Hagakure, I'm afraid we can't pass you. After all, you didn't destroy a single robot.
You can't prove I wasn't the one killing all those robots.
Shit, you right.
It's that easy. Honestly, I could genuinely believe that using that argument, and he's just like, yeah, you're right. Someone's best girl despite not having a personality. I'm gonna assume this was written before, like, you know, only a couple seasons in. But how dare you?
Fall in love with an ensemble cast of characters with such likable designs and personalities that people forget they're 15 and it's really creepy to sexualize them. Please stop. Meet Deku's friends.
They're cartoon characters, man. I get what you're saying, though.
From Class 1A, Interplanet Janet, Initial D, Slip and Slide, Easy Make Oven, All Frogs Go to Heaven.
Oh gosh, we're gonna get a title for everybody. Oh, I hope Uraraka just chucks me into space, man.
Gunpowder Gelatine, Dynamite with a Laser Beam, Caught on Tape, Not on Tape, Tetsu 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 Tetsu, Two Birds,
Yeah.
One Hero, Animal Crossing. Damn it, how do these things always get so tangled? That's rough, buddy.
Do you think her ears ever get tangled? Because she could, like, extend them pretty long. You could easily, like, tie them up. That would be so awful, actually.
Ew. Soda, OJ, purple stuff, and 2 kinds of Sunny D. Now time to introduce Class 1B.
Oh, we're getting second class, too.
I'm just kidding, they don't matter.
Oh, thank goodness. But also, it's so funny they started with the one who's constantly jealous of 1A to immediately be like, they don't matter.
All Class 1A through all their adventures, like the time the League of Villains shows up, the time the League of Villains shows up, and the time the League of Villains show.
You see what I'm saying? Like, either focus way more on the League of Villains, or just let them have, like, a school life. I don't know. I feel like a one-season My Hero Academia where it's just mostly about their school life, learning to be a hero, learning the things that it takes to be a hero, would be really cool. And then, Season 2, you know, they're getting back to school, and now the League of Villains get introduced. I think that would have been really cool, but at the same time, if they did that, there would have been the major issue of it probably wouldn't have blown up as quickly as it did, because people would have been like, oh, well, I don't care about this, like, school life stuff. It's rough. Your favorite parts are times when League of Villains show up? Same, actually. That's the thing. I actually really like the League of Villains. So I wish they either focused more on them or more on the school. Just pick a lane for a while and then switch lanes, you know? I don't know.
Goes up. Huh. Can they defeat dastardly villains like Bad Touch Man and this girl who looks like she's on the verge of climaxing?
You're not wrong. And the answer is, it takes a while.
Mention the raw excitement that is teenagers decorating their dorm rooms and the unparalleled drama of unpaid internships.
See what I'm saying?
Arc focuses on a different aspect of Hero Society and how maybe they shouldn't keep giving UA millions of dollars to build these fake cities as training grounds, especially if the school keeps killing the children.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that they use, like, Cementos to, like, build up all these buildings. That's what I imagine. They just use quirks to do it, like, pretty cheaply.
Hey, if those two characters shared a single frame of screen time together, ship them. Ship them.
Done. Already done.
Ship those. Ship everyone. Everyone should kiss everyone, except the
No.
one who wants to kiss everyone. He shouldn't kiss anyone. Bad Touch probably also shouldn't kiss anyone because his lips seem pretty chapped.
So, you know, let him get, like, some lip balm first, and then he can be shipped with a couple people.
Not a lot has actually happened in My Hero Academia, but the pacing's so good and it's so well executed that it keeps you interested regardless. And you can't deny how fun it is to imagine your own superhero with their own unique quirk.
I've already done this. What is your quirk? We immediately start talking about it, alright? I've been waiting for this moment. If I had a quirk, if I could choose to have a quirk, I would love to have a quirk where that reduces damage and allows me to save the damage I take so that I can, like, bring it back, you know? I'm thinking purely if I was in this world and I wanted to be like a hero, so it makes me more durable and stronger. Get a big hit, reduce the damage, and now I can throw back part of that big hit at the person. I think that would be so cool. My quirk would be one where I can manipulate sound waves and hurt people's ears just because I with music so much. That'd be so good. It's either that, like the physical thing that I mentioned, or if I wanted one that really fits my personality, something that lets me, like, create stuff, you know? I don't even know really what kind of creation, just some form of creation. Maybe more specific than like Momo's. It'd be so cool. Or I can make anyone act out with musicals. A power to have, like, to cause musical, like, events to happen where everyone just starts singing and dancing. That'd be so cool. Okay. Slight tangent over. We'll listen to this guy's power of nitpick.
For Snickety Hero, Typo. His quirk, nitpick.
Actually, the author has confirmed how several of the students passed the entrance exam, even without flashy quirks, such as...
Wait, that's me.
Netta gunking up the robots with his sticky balls.
His weakness, not having friends.
Oh.
Thank you so much for watching. If you're a fan of My Hero Academia, or if you've never seen the show before and this piqued your interest, you should check out this episode's sponsor.
Well, that hurt. But before we continue, I gotta go to the bathroom. I've had to go to the bathroom for like 20 minutes, but I really didn't want to stop watching this. So, the I'll be right back screen, and I'll be right back. I am back. I'm gonna Am I gonna become Michael in the bathroom? Maybe I did for a moment, but you'll never know. Alright. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Jim's Bizarre Adventure is a long-running series about Jonathan JoJo and the rest of the Joj family. Follow all the Jojos as they use magic breathing to punch vampires up until they teach the ghosts how to do it.
Yeah. It is very funny how they just, like, change power systems, like, 3 seasons in, I think? From, like, Hamon to Stans.
Character has a special power called a stand. Stands allow for creative and unique encounters based off of fun facts that the author skimmed off of Snapple caps. For instance, did you know that being in zero gravity makes you immediately pee your pants because your
That isn't true. I'm pretty sure that's not true at all.
kidneys think you have too much blood? Of course you didn't. Because that's wrong. Some stands get awesome powers like stopping time.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Go ahead, Melody. Share the suggestion.
And making invisible zombies, but others just kill their user or trap them in a pylon forever.
Oh, my stand kills me. Sucks to suck, I guess.
This means that some fights are super interesting, while others go on for way too long and make me want to die. Follow each 58 JoJos on their own unique adventures. Watch if they're joined by a series of weirdos who are...
Anyone who likes JoJo, what's your favorite JoJo season? Or part, as they're called, I guess.
Introduced as complete sociopaths, but once they're defeated, they become friends, and their personality completely changes.
That's all it takes. Just gotta beat them up.
And sometimes their abilities, too. With their powers combined, they can stand in a circle and commentate, while their friends fight to the death and they just watch. Will they...
I mean, usually they just aren't around to really help. Or, like, they're too far away, or they just know they can't help at all. Legion GX. Spin was added in part 7. So was that after Stans? And did they just also add another power system? Because why not, I guess? Part 3 is your favorite?
Stands be strong enough to defeat terrible villains like Dio. Dio again. Dio boyfriend.
We'll keep bringing him back as many times as we can, because Dio never dies.
Dio babies. Dio, but he's a dinosaur.
What?
United States President.
My favorite character, just the U.S. president. God bless America.
But no matter which Jodes you follow, it's all about their goofy fights. Which part is your favorite? Fist of the North Joestar, Indiana Jones, and the
I literally just asked this. All right.
friendliest Nazi, the worst vacation ever, David Bowie murder mystery. Florida man has no
No comment about this.
idea how weather works. Horse race with Jesus, David Bowie memory mystery.
My favorite, I've only gotten up to like 4. It's probably this one. I think this is the Stardust Crusaders, I believe. Yeah, when they like go across the, or Diamond is Unbreakable. My brother like yelled at me. All right, well that's the one. That's my favorite one.
And just for you guys, we have an exclusive preview of JoJo Part 9.
Let's go. I'm so excited. that rat. This must be.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong with that rat! Joanne!
It exploded. What?
Even though that was an explosion!
Don't worry, I'm okay. That bullet only
Jeez, you're okay? They got a hole through your head.
hit me in the head after passing through several dogs.
No! That's how you know that the villain is evil. They kill dogs immediately. Man, as long as we have the milkman here, though, we'll be fine. Lydia the Bard's villain songs. She turns most protagonist Disney characters into villains. I think I've seen one of those, actually. You're right, I should check that out. Also, you should watch Heathers or Ride the Cyclones on stream if you haven't. I have watched Ride the Cyclone, not for Heathers, but I'll put that on the list as well. My goodness.
Hey, you! What do you think you're doing over there?
You're the one behind this, aren't you?
You must be a stand user.
A man wearing a dead animal. My stand.
Crocodile.
Smash Mouth gives me the power.
Right, they name all the stands after like musicians or bands or whatever. Hearing Smash Mouth immediately made me crumple. Like that hurt my chest. Like that moment there. Oh gosh.
To control other people's teeth.
If only I could help her somehow!
Use your stand, you idiot!
Use your, what's your stand? Your god stand that you can help with.
Cast of colorful characters that almost sound like your favorite bands to avoid copyright issues. Many of the characters are
Almost.
cardboard cutouts, but there are cardboard cutouts. Like we dragged them along the whole adventure, and they got some bumps, some wear and tear. Like his eyes have some scratches, but they're still good.
I mean, he did help. He did like. He's done some good stuff. He wasn't completely useless on all the adventures. Sure, he could have been more useful considering how powerful his stand is, but God, it wasn't that bad.
He's still good.
Dio, you broke our cardboard cutout.
No!
Dio!
Sometimes
Turned him into a donut.
characters randomly make up new powers on the fly, and other times they forget their powers entirely.
To be fair, his whole thing was like his like stand evolved. So, wait, right? I'm pretty sure that's him. So it made sense that he got like new abilities.
Man, sure is hard to find this serial killer. If only there was someone we knew with the power to locate our enemies by using some kind of stand.
Did they know that he had that ability? Because he didn't tell them. He was a little senile at the time.
Oh well, JoJo characters dress on the cutting edge of fashion, which is to say the clothing has all been chopped up with a straight razor.
The cutting edge is in, they're beyond us. Our fashion hasn't even begun to touch this fashion yet.
Like this poor boy who is dressed as a cheese. But do not weep for Cheese Boy. They replace his clothes with
Kicking him out of the series.
and if that's not enough to distract
Oh, right. I actually know about that. That was a character that was just removed because they just couldn't think of what else to do with him, and they didn't want to waste the character, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have a professional JoJo expert in the chat right now.
you from
The expert has spoken. Huh? What? Oh, okay. So there was like a whole thing, but the writer was like depressed, and so he didn't feel like just killing off a character or any of the things that he had planned for that character. So he just cut him out entirely because he was depressed, and writing it would have made him like put him in a worse mental state, which honestly is very fair.
Stupid outfit, then maybe you'll enjoy the most well-loved and classic piss-drinking scene in all of anime.
We interrupt this piss drinking to bring you a little more of JoJo.
Thank God. Let's watch something else.
Part 9.
It's a good thing my empty wallet caught this branch, or I would have fallen to my death.
That does sound exactly like what would happen in JoJo.
I wouldn't relax just yet, because my stand, Johnny Cash, is brought to you by Verve!
No! It's an ad!
What?
That's right! By using Verve's excellent deals, you can watch all your favorites from Crunchyroll, Funimation, Rooster Teeth, Rederator, and more!
I love this, actually. This is a great ad.
Or all in one place, thus saving you
Really?
tons of money! That's
Whoa.
Johnny Cash's ability! Pockets, bank accounts, mouths!
So how's Johnny Cash gonna like defeat her though? Like how's that gonna help with this fight? You're just gonna like break the root or whatever?
I can fill anything with money! Watch!
Oh no! Your wallet's gonna be too full. You're gonna fall to your death.
Ah! The wallet! It's too thick! It won't be able to hold onto the branch!
No!
You wanna help out?
Nah, I'm good.
And not only
Listen, they're just here to commentate. They're not here to get involved, all right?
that, I can distract you with ad-free streams of all your
Ooh.
favorite shows in one convenient place, like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That's not a very cohesive power set.
Yeah, sounds like you're just making stuff up.
Oh,
It's all made up, all right? Like, it's fine.
does it? Well, you'll just have to find out with a free trial by clicking the link below.
No! Do 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 do.
Thank you for watching, and a big thank you to our sponsor, Verve. You can get a free trial.
Guess we'll never know what happens to her. Unless you watch JoJo, I guess. But we're not. We're watching Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem is a tactical RPG that's secretly a dating simulator. Use spell.
Yes, real. I am only really. I'm a pretty newcomer to Fire Emblem. I was introduced to it through Fire Emblem like 3 Houses, and even on there, I'm not as knowledgeable about all the different routes. So, very interested in this one.
Skill and strategy to level up your army and then restart over and over when your favorite squisher bee keeps dying. No, you're not going to switch to casual mode. Classic is more fun, Mom. Travel to the far-off continent of...
That's fair. I mean, you know, difficult games are... It's fun to overcome the challenge. Unless you're not having fun, in which case just lower the challenge, and then it will be fun.
Tundral, where the evil Emperor Malbad is encroaching
Yep.
on the lands of good Gaia. While it seems like his goal is conquest, secretly he wants to resurrect and/or is possessed by an ancient evil dragon.
So, like, is this like a specific Fire Emblem he's making fun of, or is this just like the overall plot of like most of them in some
Play
way?
a blue-haired lord or magical albino with the personality of a plastic cup. Play through the early maps where a bunch of bald, ugly, untoothed bandits teach you that killing is okay as long as it's gross people.
I mean, it's mostly just you're murdering criminals, right?
Well, that's not fair. You start with a sword that crits against every boss on the first 10 maps.
Yep.
So get murdered then, idiot.
Sure is weird that you could use the sword that only the Dragon Lord with the Mark of Destiny is able to wield.
No
Yeah, what a strange thing. I'm sure that's not relevant at all.
Need to look into that. As long as I have my friends, I'll be okay. Isn't that right?
How dare they insult plastic cups like that? Wow. Okay, I didn't know. Just Fire Emblem characters like normally have very like flat personalities. I know in 3 Houses, Byleth was very like not a super big personality because I mean there was a lore explanation for why, Is that Sylvie's VA? What, the person, her? Or I don't know.
Skeleton mentor?
I'm gonna be useless soon.
They already are. What was I saying? I got completely sidetracked. I'm pretty sure I said what I meant to say, right? Violet thought it was explanation, but are the other ones generally flat personality-wise? Probably so they can be inserts, I assume.
When your units die, they're gone forever.
Oh, the guy is Sylvie's VA? Interesting.
So you'll need to use patience, cunning, and time travel to guide your army to victory. Memorize key game mechanics like the weapon triangle. They got swords, lances, and the bad one. Assemble your
What does this mean? What is sword lance? Okay.
tag group of friends and kidnapping victims and watch as your posse grows into an army, including but not limited to
red-haired mage who isn't good yet.
This is true. This is the true power of friendship. Just keep collecting friends until you have a literal army of friends to fight.
Crappy Archer.
2 cavaliers. 2 cavaliers.
If an
Yeah.
enemy makes a mean face at me, I'll explode.
My stat.
Then just blind yourself so you can't see any mean faces they make. Therefore, you can't explode.
Are great, but my personality sucks.
Please don't give up on Pegasus Knights. I swear we get good. No, come back. I'm
Pegasus Knights are the ones that can like fly around, so that makes sense.
The one you'll restart every battle for when I die.
You'll never restart for me!
I transform into a big skunk or something, but only when I touch my stink stone.
Your what stone? Don't bring that near me.
might look like a toddler, but it's okay because I'm really 3000 and probably a dragon. And someone has to canonically have sex with me if you want all the child characters.
Huh? What? Huh?
Does anyone want to use the 11th hour old man character?
Wow, what a eclectic group of characters here. Definitely illegal.
No! Did everyone else die? Do you need the old man?
Not yet, we're still reloading.
Keep an eye on the enemy forces. You never know which pretty anime boy you'll be able to recruit out of the crowd of rock monsters.
I'm the literal murderer who just joined your company. I sleep in your tent.
What? No! Go to jail!
What?
So, this actually reminds me of of like a short I saw, which was a protagonist like, all right, Captain, who are we recruiting? It was like, all right, Captain, are we recruiting anybody? It was like Fire Emblem. And she was like looking at them, like, And then it was like a line of like 4 like ugly looking guys, 1 anime boy. It's like that one. You could really just recruit your enemies? That's very interesting. It's a cool mechanic.
Don't you want to see my supports? I was way more fucked up in the Japanese version.
Well, now I'm curious.
Now that you've assembled all those people who have left their friends and families to die for your cause, it's time to use none of them. Drag your favorite
I mean, it's fine if they, you know, because as long as you, like, save scum, none of them will die. Easy.
10 units out to the battlefield while the others all wait on the sidelines and twiddle their thumbs while they wonder how that war they signed up for is going.
I guess it would be too overpowered if they could all join you. But gosh dang it, there should be a game where there's like a ton of recruits and they just let you have all the recruits on the field and they just make the game harder, you know? Like to balance it out. It's just like, hey, this game is balanced for you to have like an army of people following you.
So, you come here often?
I've never not been here.
Me neither.
Oh.
Uh-oh, looks like it's
Their bond has increased.
time for supports. Discover the deep.
The same as C, but it's somehow worse. Wait. What did you see?
Uh-oh.
2 characters get mad at each other's one-note personality.
Looks like it's time for supports. Discover the deep and intricate.
Exactly the same, but somehow it's worse. I mean, some relationships have to get worse before they can get better. You know, you gotta have your conflict so that you can resolve them and then form a stronger bond.
Characters that make up your
Randomly has the best character interaction in the entire game.
army through optional and often easy to miss.
You click this by accident, and now they're making out. Oh gods. Okay, so this is the romance thing. So I guess you could just choose if they take the last step into becoming romantic or not.
It's support conversations. Spend hours slapping all your units together for 600 turns around an empty throne.
C's already.
To see if they like each other or not.
Do you want to marry the old man? There's only one gay option, and it's the old man.
I've heard that that's very real in a lot of the one gay option. That's it. That's the only one.
Blow on my face to increase my affinity.
Now that you're
Please step away from me, sir.
he's all buffed and strong, it's time to face the evil emperor and his 4 generals. The fun, crazy one, the boring one, the one that dies off screen, and the noble one.
All right,
Even
got
though
it.
I'm your enemy, my affability makes you question your choices. Is fighting really the right answer?
Man, I really agree with you. I'm gonna murder you anyway, though.
Perhaps in another life, we could have been friends.
I mean, I could just recruit you.
No, I'm going to die, so you feel bad.
All right.
It's fine, man. I'll do the crit attack on you. It is what it is. Hey, see, and if it levels me up, then it was always the right answer. Yay!
What the heck is that? 2 or 3 more level ups like that, and I'm useless forever.
Oh right. The leveling up in these games are like random, aren't they? That's rough. Hi, character.
Suspicious Vizier, it's you.
That's right, little
I can't believe the suspicious vizier was the villain.
hero.
No.
It is I, the evil emperor's right-hand lady, who will betray him 80% of the way through the game, only to be consumed by the dragon that I summon.
Once I found
Oh, so you're the actual villain, but it'll still end up being even worse for you. Got it. Cool.
the unpronounceable magic sword and get promoted, I will defeat you. I swear it.
Wait, you aren't promoted yet?
Well, no, but
It's almost the end of the game.
I know, but
What? They just weren't grinding enough, alright? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to have fun.
The rest of your army is at, like, second tier level 12.
I know.
There's only 5 maps left.
I know, but the game hasn't.
Have you tried using a master seal?
They don't work on me.
Oh, well, in that case.
Get murdered, idiot. It is crazy sometimes where they just don't do this. They just don't go all out immediately and like nuke you before you can like level up. The best games have an explanation for why they can't. But sometimes you're just like, I don't know why you didn't attack me while I was still weak.
Oh, my tit fell out.
Why? What? That's what?
Thank you all for watching. You know, Fire Emblem characters get stronger.
Completely taking me off guard last second.
They're supported, and so do the rest of.
Kingdom Hearts is a
That's what I'm saying. That didn't caught me off guard. Oh, all right. Okay. Kingdom Hearts. I love this series. It's so confusing, and I kind of hate it, but I love this series. Let's go.
video game series that uses Disney characters to trick you into playing a fan fiction written by a monkey. You play as Sora.
That's a pretty good description of the game, honestly.
Or one of his clones, the Sordas. Are they Sora? Sorta. Spend hundreds of hours searching for their missing friend.
I mean, yes, kind of. They are mostly a part of him in one way or another. Like his nobody, his heartless, his this or that.
Friends by hopping through Disney movies told with half the pacing and none of the charm. You can tell they're good friends because they sit next to each other and talk about how good of friends they are. They
Just like real friends.
are good friends. They eat ice cream. No one is being coerced.
Oh gosh.
Not question. Unfortunately for Sora, the worlds are being overtaken by darkness. It's a Kingdom Hearts cutscene. You can say any words in any order.
Light, darkness, friendship, heart, memories. This is actually the words. There was a YouTuber I watched, Nico B, who had this whole like bit where he's like, light, darkness, friendship, heart, darkness, like it's going to a seizure factory. It's so, and it's so real. It's just like, just take these words. You see, the light will be consumed by the darkness unless the friendship of heart's memories can overcome it. You've seen that? There you go. You know, so rare to find somebody who knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Darkness, darkness, light, dark, heart, dark memories, light, dark, friendship, darkness. In fact, for the rest
Real.
of this video, let's replace the word darkness with bees, and it'll make exactly as much sense.
That's gonna be so funny, actually.
When someone is overtaken by bees, their heart becomes a heartless, and their empty body becomes a nobody.
Oh, they're actually just doing this, okay. I feel like the nobodies overcomplicated this so much. like now you become two different monsters when you die, unrelated to one another.
And then those become problems. Only the Keyblade can free the hearts from the heartless, and there's only one Keyblade wielder, and that's Sora.
Wait, does this mean anybody can kill the nobodies though, since you don't need to like destroy their heart to kill them? Or like release their heart, I guess?
Only one. Only one.
Until there's like the mobile game for Kingdom Hearts, which takes place in like the age of fairy tales, I think, like way in the past when like there was tons of Keyblade wielders. The game canonically ends with all of you dying, but ignore that while you're playing the very fun, you know, game, mobile game.
Only one. Only one. Only one. Only one. Okay, all right.
What? When did he become a Keyblade?
I guess just anyone can use these things now. Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Listen, they have to spread somehow. There's a lot of Keyblades out there for people to use.
Handing these things out like lollipops! Join Sora, Goofy, and Donald's unconscious body as they fight against the forces of bees. Instead of finding Kairi or her very...
Donald is actually very powerful when he's not dead, you know? He can do some really strong magics.
Kairi colors, spend 60% of each game doing the Disney character's chores while
Yay.
fighting Maleficent, who is absolutely convinced that she is the main antagonist.
Get out of here. You're so unrelated.
Girl, please. Who are all these people that turned into the Heartless that you're fighting? Who knows? Probably all the characters from the Disney properties nobody cares about.
All these other characters are the billions upon billions of people from different Earths and worlds that die to the Heartless that we just don't really like talk about because we're mostly focused on like the main characters, so everybody else doesn't really matter. But that's them. It's these guys.
Sorry, Black Cauldron. Or maybe they're all the people from the completely empty, lifeless overworlds. Luckily for him, Sora's well...
Honestly, almost certainly, yes, these are those people.
Equipped to deal with these enemies thanks to the intricate combat system. Start the game mashing one button and finish the game mashing two buttons. Because every single ability is mapped to the exact same place. Because nothing says fun like playing a video game in one hand while shuffling through a deck of cards in the other. And
you just gotta change the thing as quickly as possible.
if you spend 4,000 hours grinding every single ability and figuring out their weird EXP requirements, you can unlock abilities the game thinks should be optional, like dodging. Is there a lingering question that you have after playing one?
To be fair, dodging is so overpowered in this game. So it just kind of makes sense to a certain degree. But also, the game is only so difficult because dodging is optional. So if you had dodging from the beginning, it'd be way more easy. But whatever.
One of the games? Well, don't worry, because the rabid fan base always has the answer. It's just never satisfying.
Xehanort can track Sora because he has an X on his shirt. What? Is that true? Is that real? I hope that can't be real. Also, these are like the people from the age of like fairy tales.
Despite not releasing a main game in 13 years, the fans have stayed true thanks to some genuinely great boss fights.
Has it really been that long? Wow, that's crazy actually.
Memorable music, and a few other things.
Oh, yeah.
Who needs to dodge when he can eat the attacks? That's so true. Just don't die, Sweaty. Nostalgia blindness. It is what
the
it
hype
is.
and get excited for the new worlds Disney's acquired through their cutthroat business practices. Then watch the nostalgia crumble around you as
I didn't even think about that. The next, like, Kingdom Hearts. This obviously came out before, like, the latest Kingdom Hearts. Which, when did that one come out, actually? The latest Kingdom Hearts game. Yeah, that was like 2021. So yeah, there has been a new one relatively recently, at least compared to the other ones. But even then, I wonder if we're gonna get like a Marvel world in one of these Kingdom Hearts games one day.
You ask yourself, wow, was the writing always this bad?
Yes.
It was. It was always this bad.
It just doesn't get better. It's, but I love it. I'm learning a lot about Kingdom Hearts and also nothing at all about Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, same. As Michael says, same. Even if you play on the games, you're gonna know about as much as you know right now about all the story and everything. Rainbow Connection?
Ignore the light, Sora. The bees are nothing to fear. Control them! Channel them! Become a beekeeper. You can have all this power and more! Yay!
Be consumed by the darkness. I do like that every time that Sora goes to a different world, like his style changes to fit the world. That's always cool.
It's Goofy! They put bugs in him!
No!
Goofy, why would you betray us? We're supposed to be friends!
Diamond tears.
Yuck, the Goofy you know is gone. I'm a boy Gooks. I don't need friends.
Oh, right. Also, for the nobodies, it's a very important rule that you add an X into their name. You like scramble the letters and put like an X in there somewhere. So just keep that in mind.
I've been manipulating you since the start. Also, I can something Keyblade.
No.
No way! I don't believe it!
Yeah, but you're wrong. This is exactly the kind of twist that Kingdom Hearts would do. It just expect you to believe it and be like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Like, well, no, it does. Yes, it does. You just gotta think about it more.
Goofy we know is still in there!
Oh, yeah? Watch me remove the subtitles so nobody can understand Donald anymore.
No! Wait.
Riku! Wait, I mean Donald!
That's so good. In like the earlier games, like before they found Riku, he would say Riku so often. So great. Oh my goodness.
The 10 seconds I was dead in Kingdom Hearts 2, Xemnas came by and replaced my body with a digital double. Turned the real me into a
Baby, don't go. Simple and clean is the way that you be.
Hey, thank you for watching.
You could tell this was made by a Kingdom Hearts fan, man. You can really tell. Oh, that was my favorite one so far.
Kingdom Hearts brings a lot of unexpected series in now.
Oh man.
Hey kid, playing games on your phone?
It's not. It's a DS.
Ooh, what is that? Pokemon Blue?
Pokemon Sun and Moon?
Wow, they went to the moon.
Please get away from me, sir.
Go away.
That's what I'm saying. Woo! Okay, let me take a breath. That was so good. I loved it. I loved every part of that. Alright. Man. There's still like 5 left. Ace Attorney. Let's go. Oh, whoops, sorry.
Ace Attorney is a video game where you play a lawyer who has to defend a conga line of victims being accused of the world's weirdest murders.
Yeah, and it's never their fault. And unfortunately, no one ever gives you the benefit of the doubt. Ever.
In the distant future of 2017, where everyone still uses flip phones and VHS tapes, the land of
America
has become a legal hellscape. You won't.
By the way, Ace Attorney canonically does take place in Japan. It's just that the English translation of it just makes it like California, but without changing anything else to make it make any sense, you know?
Only have 3 days to prove a client's innocence before they're sent off to the gulags. But lucky for you, the real killer is usually just standing 10 feet away eating popcorn. And it's up to you to point and yell at him.
Yeah, thankfully. Because if they just went low and then didn't show up to court for 3 days, they'd be fine. They would get away with it instantly, just like that.
Play Knick-Knack Paddywhack and his assistant, Hamburger Helper. But
Yeah.
the only topping you'll find on this hamburger is ghosts. Every lawyer knows that if you want to
Except for when she's being accused of murder. Don't worry about that.
start a law practice, you gotta get yourself an underage anime girl. For best results, make sure they have a tragic backstory and an evil lineage. That way, they'll definitely get framed for murder.
And that way, they have like the sidekick bonus, you know? If they don't have a tragic backstory, they're just objectively worse sidekicks. It's just how it is, you know? So kill their parent.
Sometimes more than once. Get a hobby, Maya. Wander around with your assistant on normal
Getting accused of murder is literally her hobby, all right?
everyday outings until someone gets murdered, which usually takes about 2 minutes. Now it's time to investigate. Some of the investigation segments are a little picky where you clicky, so smash your face against every object in person until you find the local detectives and they tell you to leave.
Detective, I'm pretty sure that pointed statue is the murder weapon. There's blood on it.
Sorry, pal. You can't investigate that until the second day of the case for no reason.
Gumshoe, are you?
Yeah. Some of the things in these games are kind of arbitrary and a little annoying, but it's so campy, it's fun.
Eating evidence?
I'm so hungry, pal.
Now it's time to
They cut his pay down again. He's earning pennies.
take this case to court. Face off against a series of prosecutors who range from charming to boring to physically abusive.
So, charming is what I'm getting.
Kidding, they're all abusive. Close the
Exactly.
case by picking apart witness testimonies and swimming through the ocean of perjury that waterfalls its way out of their stupid mouths.
Yeah, like I feel like these people forget that they will be charged with perjury for lying. You know, like that is a crime. Lying on the stand is an actual crime.
And that's when the victim slipped on this banana peel.
Objection! Hold on now. You can't present this banana. You need to present the photo of the banana. They are completely different. Penalty.
That's see what I'm talking about? There's so many times where they do this. It's just like, okay, sorry. Of course, I should have known. I got a confession. I may have been the one killing it, then framing it the characters. It was so fun. Oh, you stinker.
You need to press that statement before you can present the evidence, even though no new information will be added. Penalty. Oh my! Looks like you're a few steps ahead of this case and you've already figured out the obvious twist, which means you're wrong.
That's like the worst part, I think. When you already know the answer and it's so obvious, but you have to present it in like a specific way or the game will be like, no, you're doing it wrong. How long is this stream gonna be? Well, the stream was supposed to have ended already. But we're still not done, but we're so close to being done that I kind of want to, keep going. But also, I am planning on doing like a short little extra stream at like 7-ish, around there, to watch Digital Circus. But I don't even know.
Penalty! How about
You're literally about to get a game over because of this.
we review this video evidence for 7 hours instead?
When Nick gets tired and homeless, he has other lawyers tag in for him. Apollo is
Yay.
a normal guy with 9 backstories.
I love Apollo. Oh, he's so goofy.
Because they forgot to give him one the first time, so he just makes up new ones. Athena's is just a nice lady who people don't like because she isn't Maya. And
What? No, I love Athena. She's so cool. It's like 9 p.m. for you right now. So when, right now, it's like 4 o'clock for me. And Digital Circus comes out at 6. And I don't want to watch it immediately because I feel like, that's kind of unfair for the people who are going to watch it like on the premiere. So that's like, well, it's almost like 4:30, so that's 1.5 hours from now. So I'm gonna watch it in like 2 hours.
Ace Attorney fans are afraid of change. You can also play as Miles Legwork in his lame side game if you get bored. People say...
You know what? Actually, I do remember the game when it comes with him, but that where he was the protagonist. I don't remember much about it besides it exists.
The sequel's really good, but it was only released in Japan, so I wouldn't know. After all, I'm American, not
American.
Unfortunately, it's never enough to prove your own client innocent. You also have to prove that someone else is guilty.
Which is so dumb. Like, I've never understood that. It's like, if I prove that he's innocent, that's enough. I don't have to prove that somebody else did it.
Your Honor, because my client is a 5-month-old baby, he could not have picked up the gun, let alone shot the victim.
Easy.
Objection! So you've proven the baby didn't fire the gun, but can you disprove it?
What? I just did.
But what if he dropped the bullet from a skyscraper and it fell on her, killing her with gravity?
I'm pretty sure there's... No.
It didn't. That didn't happen.
Oh yeah? Can you prove he didn't drop the bullet from a blimp and teleport?
It's... Yeah, I can, because that's impossible. But everything's so dramatic, it's just like, no, he hasn't proved it.
Okay, guilty.
What?
The judge is the worst. He's awful.
Track there's got some words he wants to say with his dumb face. How about we make this next one 45 penalties? Just cuz. Sip, sip, sip.
Just because we'll make it that you'll instantly lose the case if you get this wrong.
Hey, thank you for watching. This episode was... Okay, bye. Animal Crossing is a game where you live in a town of cute animal people and do a whole lot of nothing.
Animal Crossing sounds like the most relaxing game ever. I have never played, but I kind of want to play it.
The mayor, aka the town piggy bank. And it's up to you to build a village with the help of your assistant whose name you shouldn't Google in the workplace.
I see what you're saying. The peach fruit that she has. Well, the obvious implication is that there's a lot of art of her.
But first, you're gonna need bells. Lots and lots of bells. Quite literally everything is done through bells.
Yeah, because we start in debt to Tom Nook.
Not for whom the bells toll, they toll for thee. The only way to get that much money in your little ball-shaped mitts is hard work. Nah, I'm just kidding. You're gonna decimate the natural resources of a small island nation for massive personal profit.
Truly, the national pastime. I've abandoned my villagers on the island. You're gonna turn that game back on, and all the villagers are gonna have left because, you know, you weren't taking care of them.
It's like real capitalism. You can also unlock emotions, but then the capitalism feels bad. Meet hundreds of
So don't unlock the emotions. That'll be bad. I think I got Animal Crossing to get out of my debt, not be in more. Womp womp. The climbing out of debt is the fun part, alright?
Villagers with upwards of 3 personalities. Who needs characterization when you can just invent your own reasons the villagers are walking around with a shovel at 2 in the morning? They don't have much to say, unless...
I feel like that's the best part. You can just create backstories for everybody. I do long for the time that was before me, where the villagers were mean to you. I wish they were more mean like they were in the old games. I think that'd be so funny.
Of course, you're walking by with a rare fish in your pocket on the way to the museum, in which case they insist on trading it for some stationery. Come on, man! Collect fish, bugs, and fossils to fill up a museum that's gone almost entirely unchanged since 2001. And be sure not to miss both of the new bugs they add to each game. Whoa! Oh.
Just 2. Just only 2 bugs. They're being very, very slow with these new additions.
Looks like you caught the last bug available in spring. Guess all that's left to do is wait out the season in relaxing real time. Just kidding. Time travel time. Travel? Yes, Isabel, your clock is wrong for the hunt.
Just cheat. Just manipulate time.
It's not 4 p.m. It's December. Boy, glad there's no in-game button that does this. That'd be way too convenient. Personalized.
I mean, I don't think they want you to time travel, which is probably why I don't have an in-game button for it. People will complain. They would complain about the villagers being too mean, but it would be so good.
your house in town by checking out the meager amount of items available for purchase each day. Anything you want? No? Cool. On to the next day. What fun! What merriment to be had in menuing. Be sure to load the game up for 20 minutes each day to upkeep your town. Or as some people might call it, a chore. Sometimes it's not about the game, though.
It is funny how there's so many games where, like Power Wash Simulator and stuff, where essentially people log into a game to do a chore instead of doing real chores. But real chores are work, and in-game chores are just passing the time mindlessly, you know? Having something that's entertaining to do. Just something that is you can accomplish in a reasonable time and feel happy about. It's like, yep, I did good.
It's about leaning back, taking in the music, and letting it all just fade away. Much like zoning out. Except that zoning out is free. If you get bored, you can visit your friends' towns. Then you can be bored while standing next to each other. But you gotta watch out.
That's the best friendships, you know? We'll be silent and bored, but together.
Sometimes your villagers think the other mayor is just so irresistible that they can't help but move their house out of your town and straight on top of your friend's flower garden.
Which means I gotta murder my friend. How dare you steal my villager?
You don't remember giving the zoning clearance for that. Come to think of it, you don't remember anyone paying taxes either. Where are the taxes, Isabel? Why do I have to pay for everything, Isabel?
It's because it's part of the experience.
The original Animal Crossing was so cutthroat and codependent that not playing it for 3 days might mean waking up in a pile of cockroaches and weeds. Nowadays, the series is much more forgiving, but it also lacks a lot of the flavor. And they've sanded off so many edges that the game is starting to look like the mayor's hands.
See, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, they sanded off so many edges. When before, they were kind of mean and very interactive. Now everything's more simple. Which I get, you know. I get the idea. But it would be nice to reintroduce some of that complexity. Or at least some of that character, you know?
I can't wait for the next game, fans say, not realizing they already own 85% of it and it's called All of the Old Ones. I hope they fix the poor menuing, says one. I hope the next game has more inventory space, says another.
Hey, don't worry, guys.
It won't be any different.
The next game is Animal Crossing Mario Party.
Oh, this isn't what we wanted.
Okay.
Oh, yeah? Well, what if I told you you needed to buy an amiibo to get it to work?
No. No, that's worse.
That's still not what I want. Yeah, also that.
Hey,
Nintendo really thinks that they know what their customers want. And then they get mad when customers don't react the way they want them to react. And he's like, you're not playing our games right, so stop playing it. Stop having fun. My goodness.
Thank you for watching. Do you have a series?
Ruby is a smash hit internet show.
Oh, Ruby. Let's go.
3D anime girls smacking each other that somehow got popular despite its initial budget of $7.
Honestly, it's very impressive that they managed to go so far with such like a low budget at the first. I remember, I'm pretty sure like the early seasons, for quite a while actually, all the background characters were just black masses that had no appearance at all. Just in the background.
World of Remnant is filled with monstrous creatures called Grimm, and mankind's only hope for survival are the Huntsmen, a group of warriors who fight for the people with sensible weapons like a tuba that is also a gun.
Honestly, just the fact that you make it a gun probably helps a lot to making these weapons viable.
Rude Bees is a group of 4 girls learning how to be huntresses. Ruby is the leader of Team Ruby, which isn't confusing at all. She's a protagonist who puts the pedals to the metal and has a secret Sharingan. She's also...
Did we ever get any, like, big information on, like, her silver eyes? Because I know it, like, kills Grimm, but, like, does she know how to use them? Can she activate them yet? I dropped off on Ruby pretty early on, so, like, is there any progress on that?
Also got a dead mom who was added to the series at the last possible second on a whim because Rwambi's writing likes to fly by the seat of its oversized clown pants.
Really? The dead mom thing was like a last-minute addition? That's kind of fascinating.
Wines is a standard hoity-toity rich girl and Ruby's best friend who hates her. Her special power is losing every single fight she's ever been involved with. Bland is secretly an ally.
Oh. Rough to be her, I guess.
Cat, which is fitting because she belongs in the garbage. Humans are racist.
Throw her in the streets.
Against the Lagoos like Bland because they don't know how many ears they're supposed to have.
Wait, do faunas have 4 ears? That's very strange.
Do they get human ears? Animal ears? Neither? Both? Why do only...
Huh? I guess it varies.
Some of them have tails. That's not fair. How would you feel if humans just randomly changed around how many arms we have? Oops.
Too soon, man. Too soon. Ah, it's been years. But still.
Follow their exciting adventures at Beacon Academy. Except don't, as the show introduces a million side characters, explores none of them, and then the school blows up. But the show...
So I guess we don't get much time to enjoy the school. Hey, this is kind of what I was asking for before with My Hero. Just don't worry about the school stuff. Get all the other stuff outside of school.
It isn't about the characters. Boy, is it not about the characters.
I'm here to eat up screen time and accomplish nothing. Who are you?
It's about the over-the-top...
Well, that's probably the point.
Spectacle fighting. And the fights speak for themselves. Or rather, they would if they weren't constantly accompanied by non-stop butt metal. Outside of the fights, the animation is pretty shaky-mistakey. The models do so much clipping and clapping that one could reasonably mistake them for a horse. And the...
I mean, I'm fine with that. A show that saves its budget for the things that matters, that's cool. Just have all these other scenes be like whatever.
Lip flap mocap looks like it was done by a bass on a wall. Everyone's got a magical fight power called a semblance. Take Pyrrha, for instance, a prodigy with so many death flags that she might as well be communicating in semaphore.
Her death flags is that she's strong and cool and honestly, everything about her. She's the strongest, which... immediately, if any character is established as the strongest in a series, there will usually be a thing that like breaks that strength to show that, whoa, this is a real threat. We gotta warp her now.
Semblance is magnets, so she can collect more death flags. There's also Adam, whose semblance is being the worst. But remember, semblances...
What is his actual semblance?
...aren't magic. You can also augment your powers with dust, a special powder that allows you to use magic. But that's not...
It's not magic.
magic either. The villains spend 2 entire volumes stealing dust before the writers forget about that and never bring it up again.
Oh, why were they doing that then? But also... I really, really wish they would establish what is and is not magic. You know, like... So, okay, this semblance is magic, is not magic, but this turning into a bird is magic. Why? Why can't there be a semblance that lets me turn into an animal? What makes this magic and that not magic? Maybe everything's magic? Honestly, I'd be fine with that if everything is actually magic. But please explain why this or that is or is not. My goodness.
I'd say they magically forgot, except that couldn't be it, because magic doesn't exist. Oh my goodness, magic does exist? Well, wait, what makes magic different from a semblance or dust? Well, that's a good question. They forgot that too.
Maybe they just never answer it.
The answer lies in World of Remnant, the Robbie Rotten side series that answers some of the many, many questions the show thinks it doesn't have time for. Because the best way to do your world building...
Wait, it just has like a side series for all the questions? That's crazy.
...building is to ignore it the first time around and then give your viewers homework. There's also Robbie Chippy, which is a...
I hope that they do explain it in that side series, and if they don't, that's crazy.
Series of dumb gags that somehow uses the cast better than the actual show does. Spend 40 episodes impatiently waiting for the plot to start until Team Kangaroo Bee joins up with Osmond,
oh, they're back.
An immortal reincarnated into the body of a little baby. His goal is to save the world from Mommy Salami, an evil witch who fell into the Uzi jacuzzi and got really mad. The best...
That certainly is a way to describe it. By the way, does this just kind of mean that any immortal, if you throw them into the goop, they will become, like, the grim person? Because I assume that if you throw a normal person in there, it won't work. Because otherwise, we would have been throwing normal people in there to control the grims for a long time. Right? I hope? It's a good question. Now I won't answer it. But I'm guessing that doesn't work for Ozma because when he dies, his immortality is like through reincarnation, I'm guessing.
way to watch Roomba is to think of the first 3 volumes as one long season, and then have a friend tell you what happens in 4 and 5 so you don't have to watch them because they're garbage.
That's my favorite way of watching stuff.
Speaking of garbage, which is a segue I could put anywhere in this video, the writers desperately want you to think that Ozpin is as morally gray as his hair, but they also keep forgetting to have him actually do anything evil.
Jungle Crow, what exactly did Ozpin do that was so bad?
You don't get it, kid. Ozpin gave me the power to turn into a bird.
Is that a bad thing? Are you cursed?
No, I can do it whenever I want. I can change back whenever I want.
I don't get it. That sounds exclusively beneficial.
No, Ruby.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I always thought it was so weird that Crow's whole bird thing was like a negative in some way. Like, unless he like really hates birds. But even then, it's just like, okay, suck it up, man. But it's like, so is Osmond supposed to be morally gray? Because I don't think he's done a single thing that I would describe as in any way morally gray. I guess his existence as an immortal who takes over the bodies of like other people is gray, but that doesn't really seem like a choice that he has, you know?
Understand. I can turn into a bird, Ruby. I can turn into a bird.
This is like the voice of like like Batman that people do. It's like, Robert, you don't understand. I'm vengeance. I am the bird.
Uncle Crow, I don't. Why is this bad?
What do you do with a drunken sailor in the morning?
He's just drunk, it's fine.
His real problem is that they throw in every cool idea they have and then don't develop anything. Why advance the plot or talk to people? That's dumb. My favorite character is...
Oh, that's like a genie character. I know her, but I don't know what her deal is.
She's the only one who doesn't talk, but I'm excited to see how they ruin her. Sometimes not.
That would be a crazy funny reveal. I am Ruby's mother. It's like, you're my mom? Writes down, nah, JK, I'm just messing with you.
Not talking is the best way to advance a character. Like Yang and Bland, who not talked their way into being girlfriends because the fan base was so insistent about it that the writers just gave up, I guess.
Oh, they're just dating now. Cool.
Can't wait for Volume 7's equally well-earned moment when Weiss finally gets to hook up with Torchwick's ghost.
Who?
Oh, I get it. You want some real emotional investment? Did you know that my sister and I were cursed to be birds?
Please stop bothering her.
No, please stop.
Why is my name spelled with a Q?
Oh, hey there. I'm John Rooster Teeth, here to insist that you please...
Hello, Mr. Rooster Teeth.
...watch any of our other shows besides Ruby. Buy a shirt.
Oh, right. Yeah, Rooster Teeth made Ruby.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you do...
Oh,
Sonic
boy.
Hedgehog is a game...
Oh, Sonic. That's fun.
Sonic Hedgehog is a game where medium-sized animals...
They just cut out the...
...save small-sized animals from the clutches of large egg. You play as Sonic Hedgehog, a blue mouse who runs so fast his legs become donut. Sonic learned to run by avoiding the police. This is because...
I mean, canonically, yes, kind of, since... Like, the Egg Empire would have been the de facto, like, legal authority, technically.
He cannot pay his taxes and drops his life savings anytime he stubs a toe.
And also that, I guess.
Follow Sonic as he speedruns his way through slides, loops, boingos, spikers, and other obstacles, sometimes including the floor. Or don't follow him, depending on how the camera feels. When he is on screen, Sonic can rev himself up into a spin ball because he is immune to motion sickness, but not...
It would be so bad to have Sonic speed, but you're like, you get motion sick, so you just can't do like most of his tricks at all.
Not seasickness. Like other mice, Sonic cannot breathe underwater. He is, of course, fine in space, where it is...
Oh. I thought that they were saying like the kind of thing like mice can't like swim or like hold their breath underwater. No. It's just like creatures that need air, they can't breathe underwater.
Easy to breathe because there is no water in the way. If Sonic wants to
Makes
scramble
sense.
a large egg, he's gonna need one thing, and that's to look fabulous. Collect hair dye crystals and rub for instant blonde. Sonic has
Incredible.
lots of friends to help him collect those rocks and...
Wait, I love this. He's getting like a little, what's this called? I actually don't remember what this is called, but also the Chow as well. Even got their lashes done. Nice. They're slaying.
Rock that look. Here come three of Sonic's best friends right now. Mighty the Armadillo, Danica Patrick, and United States President. There is.
Don't worry about Shadow, Amy, and Tails. They're not relevant
There's
here.
a strict friend dress code, however. The boys wear shoes, and the girls wear entire outfits. Gotta
including shoes.
Cover up those private parts. And if
wait.
Wear shoes, and the girls wear entire outfits.
I gotta sense.
Gotta cover
the censors.
up those private.
Yeah, the feet are. That's. I mean, considering the fandom, yes, please cover up the feet. And also the eyes. What?
Parts. And if the internet has taught me anything, it's that the toe is the sexiest part of the body.
You really should get off the internet.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of sexy, large egg. And large egg isn't the only
You may not like it, but this is peak performance.
oval Sonic has to worry about. There's a whole cavalcade of eggy boys ready and raring to cause trouble. You got large egg, rotten egg, scrambled egg, century.
All right, these two are like different. They're not the same person. This is like this guy's like Eggman's father, grandfather.
Egg, deviled egg, Easter eggs, egg Benedict. Woo!
They're struggling with the egg here.
A large collective of villains. Even Sonic needs a break every once in a while. So he goes over and steals ideas for recreational activities from his rich neighbor Mario, and then does them worse, like hosting parties and driving cars. That's so
Why would he drive? He's so fast. He's so much faster than the car. Yeah, because Sonic totally wasn't copying Dragon Ball Z. Was Sonic copying Dragon Ball with like the whole Supersonic thing? Like, I wouldn't be surprised, but I genuinely, I don't know. I assume so, because I assume that, like, Dragon Ball is older than Sonic. If so, then Sonic has a long history of copying stuff. Oh, jeez, sorry.
Unnatural Sonic shouldn't drive a car.
You know what? You're right. Sonic isn't old enough to drive. None of his
Also that, I guess.
friends are. Oh boy, Amy is 12. Uh-oh.
Yeah, all the characters in Sonic are like way, way younger than you think they are. But at this point, they've been around longer than I've been alive, so who cares, alright?
The only one who is old enough to drive a car is Gamer Sonic, an experimental Sonic who scientists designed
Oh, Shadow's like 50 plus. Good to know.
to look like a gaming PC. He resonates with the hair dye crystals because they, like him, possess the power of Rainbow Gamer keyboard.
Yes, it's all RGB.
Gamer Sonic is pretty popular, which is impressive considering the fact that his first appearance was in a relatively unknown side game that came pre-packaged with a pet simulator. But now he's popular enough to get his own spin-off games, like everyone's favorite, Shadow Shoot.
The one is that the one where he pulls out a gun? The AK-47.
There are other Sonics too, like Classic Sonic. Back in the classic times, Sonic used to be 2D and round, but then he got a third D, which stands for DeLong Legs. How'd he grow so much? Well, I guess he must have touched a Thunderstone.
Oh, don't bring up Sonic, you man. I don't want to be reminded of Chris Chan. Chris Chan is still in prison, right? I hope so. Did you guys know that Mario originally had a gun arm before it was changed? I don't know if that's true, but I'm gonna believe you.
That's a funny mouse joke. Sonic goes through lots of phases, including Sword, Werewolf, POW, and Bandana, which
He was a prisoner of war? That was from the show, right? Like the bandana one, but he was a prisoner of war?
fans have decided is the most egregious of these somehow. Sonic fans are famous for making thousands of original characters and better games than Sega does.
I mean, Sonic Mania was pretty alright, but still.
Sonic spent the better part of the last decade face planting down a spiral staircase.
Chris Chan got out of... Wait, whoa, GX, you can't just drop that. Give me a moment. Chris Chan is out of... No. Chris Chan is out of jail after what they did? That's actually crazy. Genuinely, that's shocking.
Into mediocrity, making games so bad they literally retconned themselves out of existence. It wasn't long before making fun of Sonic became status quo, so commonplace that nearly everybody was doing it. Sonic saw all this,
and it got to the point where now people are like, well, guys, you know, it's bad, but I still like it, so stop making. I don't care. You didn't even know they were in jail? They were. For a pretty messed up thing.
From his hospital bed and said, "Oh, so people like making fun of Sonic, huh? I could do that. I could be cool. Because if anyone knows cool, that's Sonic Hedgehog." And so Sonic returned from the underground, shedding his 90s energy like a
Sonic Underground.
caterpillar, and emerging as a beautiful, self-deprecating 2010s butterfly. "Come one, come all," he shouted from his carnival stall, "and take a pot shot at the blue mouse. Only 2 pence a pop. Get it?"
It's so sad what they do to like keep up with the times, man. So sad.
While supply
Tragic to see a childhood star descend into dunk tank.
is last, which is forever. Come, humanize us through humor and revitalize our failing brand. And somehow, this actually worked. So
it's just that easy. You are not immune to propaganda, and you are not immune to ads.
Sonic is back, and he's rolling around at the speed of sound faster than ever before, until something stupid inevitably trips him up again.
Well, the Sonic movie went pretty well, and the second one I think was still pretty popular.
People are comparing you to me? You're not even good enough to be my fate.
Copying the line right from Shadow's mouth.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, thank you for watching. I know this is the part that normally has commercials, but don't click off yet. This one's important. As you probably know, I've done a lot of ad spots for Verve in the past. They're a streaming service, they're great, they've been really good to me, and recently they've been very good to me because a few months back, we actually partnered with each other to make a new show.
Wow, so this came out before Epithet Erased. We're really far in the past now.
Called Epithet Erased.
We already reacted to it. You can watch it on the channel.
October.
Or you can watch it on their channel, the original.
Thanks.
It's pretty good. Now, I actually have to go to the bathroom again. I'm so sorry. I've been drinking a lot of water. So, I'll be right back. And this time, you know, I'll give you guys a little bit of music to listen to. Ready Kai makes an entrance. I'm back. Okay.
Do some crime. Persona 5.
I was obsessed with this game for a while. Persona 5.
5 is a game about Nasty Crime Boy, a boy of the nasty crime variety who's arrested for nothing while on probation.
He wasn't even doing any nasty crimes. They just arrested him because...
He learns how to stop other people from criming by jumping into their brains and politely smacking them with his crime knife. He forms a mysterious group.
It's really efficient way of dealing with crime.
Of phantom thieves known as the Do-Crimers, whose crimest do of all is managing to smuggle a cat with them everywhere they go. The Do-Crime...
Well, it helps that it's an intelligent cat who knows not to attract attention to themselves. Although the one time they did attract attention to themselves, it blew up the cover of like one of the main villains, and now everybody realized, wait a second, that's you, you're the villain. We know now.
Crimers have two goals. First, correct injustice and get back at those rotten adults. A phrase that does not at all sound weird and unnatural. And second, to tell absolutely everyone that they are the Phantom Thieves.
Everybody, but like not for real. Jeez, guys, come on, we're supposed to be secret. You want to eat the cat? Not gonna lie. Why?
But any good heist needs a crack team of pros, and Nasty won't settle for anything less than the first 8 people who bumped into him. Infiltrate Palace.
That's all he needs.
Hang out with your crew IRL to strengthen your personas. Except don't, because you're not good enough for them. You stanky. Raise those stank stats of yours so characters are willing to sit next to you at the lunch table. But
at least increase your like charm stat, which is one of these, but it's a little hard to tell right now.
Raising stats takes hard work, and Nasty Crime Boy only has the energy to do 2 things a day. Mood. Ignore your do crime and spend 50 nights sobbing into a hamburger bun, hoping that this burg will finally be the one that convinces Makoto you're sexy enough to not actually date.
The sandwich, this one is the thing that increases your gut stat, I'm pretty sure, which is so funny. Because it's working on your gut, man.
Hey kid, did you just eat a whole hamburger?
Yeah.
Not bad. Here.
Yeah?
Take this gun.
But whatever you do, spend your time.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Wisely. Some friends unlock massive quality of life improvements that really have no business being optional, while others are totally worthless. You can also date some or all of them.
I mean, I don't know. I like the bonds. I think it's all cool. And having like certain things be locked behind being friends with somebody, it's cool. It's a nice way to introduce like, hey, here's a physical reward for being friends. You're already going through the process of being friends. And in real life, there is no reward just beyond the friendship itself, which should be enough, by the way. But in games, we do things for the extra reward as well, you know? So there's no reason to make the game slightly less fun by not having those rewards.
Nasty Crime Boy is pretty charming. In fact, he's so charismatic that whenever he falls in battle, the other party members will instantly die of sadness. If you want to be icky...
We can't live without you, our Nasty Crime Boy.
You can date multiple girls at once without telling any of them. And if you really want Nasty to earn his namesake, one of them can be your surrogate little sister. But wait, you can go grosser. Have you ever wanted to be domed by a toddler? How about 2 toddlers? Congratulations, go directly to jail.
Ruh-roh. Anime. It's anime.
Can I date a boy?
What? No! That's weird! Feel free to date this alcoholic adult, though.
Oh, right. I don't think you can date any of the guys in the game, can you? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't.
That's totally fine. Stealth your way through the game's awesome opening act, and then slip-slide through a series of progressively lamer dungeons.
You must.
I don't know. I think the dungeons are pretty alright. Oh my god, I forgot about this. All of the, like the entire story is essentially our protagonist recounting it to her. So if you date, like, her sister, Makoto, she can... You have to remember that your son, Akira is literally telling her, yeah, so I went on a date with your sisters. Like, do you really have to tell me this? It's very important. This is very important.
I've had some serious luck to avoid getting caught until now.
That means you must have had the help of a leprechaun! Well, am I right?
Persona 5
It's
is
just throwing out the guesses.
so excited to share its story with you that it spoils every mystery before they've even started. Who could your next
Well, we spent 100 hours.
target be, I wonder? It says, slapping you across the face with the answer and winking as loudly as possible.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty obvious Akechi was... Well, if you know, you know. Oh, my GM's ginger and Irish and short. I think they're a leprechaun. There you go. You figured it out.
What? No, get out of here, Haru. We don't have time to make you a character. Quick! Have the do-crimers question their morally light gray justice yet again!
Was it really okay for us to change the heart of Thomas Baby Eater, the inventor of eating babies?
For real. When you say it like that, I'm not so sure. What do you...
Like, it is... Okay, so yes, changing... Literally, essentially doing minor mind control on people and mental manipulation is bad. However, in each one of these cases, the people that they're affecting are bad enough that I'm like, I don't know, man. I think you're pretty much 100% in the right here.
You think, stupid?
You can say, yes, you
Don't
dumb.
worry, guys. Mishima's got this one. I can't
Mishima.
keep leeching off of other people. It's time to show the world my true self. Come, Persona!
Oh, Mishima. You're so dumb.
I can't get it off. Oh, trust me, guys. It's gonna look really cool.
I am thou. Thou art
dead, I guess.
Well, Mishima's dead.
For real? Mishima, are you
Sucks to be him. I mean, use a healing spell on him.
okay? Did you know that we're the Phantom Thieves?
Now where are we supposed to find another do-crimer at this crime of night?
Oh yeah, she's from like the DLC or like the royal version of the game, right? They just added a character, which is kind of wild.
We go in the metaverse, or we call them palaces, to steal the core of their desires, their treasure. And those whose treasure has been stolen have a change of heart.
We're gonna change the hearts of all the bastards like you.
Now is the time to
Just, I didn't expect to just have the trailer be here.
rise against the abyss of distortion. Trickster.
Was this an ad? Did we just get bamboozled with an ad?
Thank you so much for watching.
Alright, you did pretty good there. I can't complain.
And a huge thank you to Atlas for sponsoring this video. You can pick up Persona 5 Royal right now by using the links in the description below.
That sucks to be Shima. Inspired to be him.
You can get a hard copy or get a digital download right now and play it during quarantine, kill some time. Persona 5 is an awesome game if you need convincing.
Yeah, being broke. It's just, honestly, for me, all the ads are just so whatever because I don't have money to spend on them. So I'm like, that's such a cool ad. I don't care, though.
I wanted to play it for maybe like 3.
Trails of Cold Steel is a series of JRPGs set in the
I have actually never heard of Trails of Cold Steel.
Empire of Wilbonia, an evil military power that masterminds high-stakes wars where nobody ever seems to die. Explore the rich world building of Zemir.
Ah, so it's just a war complex to keep continuing war for no real reason.
Area, including sophisticated economies, political structures, and scary dinosaurs. You play as human friendships.
They seemed friendly. I don't know if I'd call them scary.
Beach Reen Schwarzer. Follow this young man as he goes from being bullied by his classmates to being bullied by his students. He enrolls at Thor's Military Academy, where the finest Wilbonian soldiers
People just hate him.
train in tutorial sewers to prepare them for the real sewers. Every single student and staff member has a secret. Some of them are spies, some of them are witches, some of them are boring. But everyone's got a twist because
The worst secret to have, being boring.
this school is built on a foundation of pretzels. Also a giant robot. And sewers. Spend
Is the sewer made out of robots?
120 hours with Class 7 on a series of sewer-based field trips where terrorism keeps happening, but the plot does not. Then balk in amazement as they replace your class with a new and better one, and you realize the first 2 games were a giant waste of time.
Wait. So this is like a series of games where you're like in school, and then they just replace the characters in like the newest ones? That seems rough.
Tear through enemies with the power of arts and crafts. Feed your friends a bunch of magic marbles to turn them into unstoppable monsters.
That's how you play all these games. Just keep giving them the stat up items, all right? Feed your Pokemon as many of those as they can consume until their stats are maxed out.
Spend half the game using combat multipliers to literally beat the experience points out of bosses like pinatas, and the other half juggling Yorbles back and forth as the game shuffles you through its 5,000 party members. Let's meet just a few of Reen's friends. Kiki's plot delivery service. Icky Phoenica.
Sword.
Castor, the friendly broast.
Musty! Stop shipping me with Tina!
Unproblematic Faye. Red Violin. Strawman. Emmy Award-winning voice actor. Swipe right.
Oh gosh, there's too many. I've already lost. Kiki's delivery service?
Can't remember all those characters? Don't worry, Cold Steel 3 spends half its runtime reintroducing you to people whether you remember them or not.
I'm Maki.
Okay, so just don't worry about it, alright? I guess you're just supposed to like focus on like a select few of them, and then in your next playthrough, then you'll focus on a select other few of them, I guess.
Milliam Altskin.
If Cold Steel's plot were a sandwich, the third game would be a big slice of ham covered in a giant game of cast ketchup. And the first 2 games would be nothing! By the way, did you talk...
Sounds rough. So wait, don't even play the first 2 games then? Just immediately go to the third?
Just a random maid in the house on the other side of town to get this recipe. Oops! Looks like you walked 2 feet to the left. You have missed 45 quests!
Huh? Sucks to suck, I guess. You made... I don't... Wait, what happened? Restart the game.
That's okay. Why deal with my own trauma when I can slap another friendship speech against the nearest face like a dead fish? Forward relentlessly, moving on friendlessly.
Instructor Reen.
Yeah?
I wish to purchase the Gummit Ball from the machine. May I borrow 50 Mira?
50 Mira? Oh, God.
Is that like nothing and he's just broke?
Grow!
They turned me into a bird, Reen. I'm a seagull!
Crow? I thought you were from Ruby. I'm kidding.
Instructor?
Just giving you in 50. It's too much.
Please. My gumball.
Watch as the entire extended cast gets exponentially hotter with each new installation of the series.
Yeah?
Everyone in this Cold Steel is either hot or baby, which makes it way worse when they start shipping you with your stepsister.
Oh, anime. It just doesn't change. Oh, my goodness. So wait, they have a large cast of really attractive characters, but you're not meant to be with any of them. Your stepsisters who you... Sweet home Alabama.
And arrest the Wilbonians for war crimes when they're too busy being arrested for horny crimes. Become so insanely powerful, the game insists you're actually losing every boss fight. You say you wiped the floor with that enemy without taking damage? You lost! That's just how strong and cool your enemies are!
I actually hate that in certain games. Where... especially games where you're expected to beat the boss, like, you know, to progress the story. And then you beat them, and you demolish them. You got through it without issue. And then your characters are like, this guy's too strong for us. And they're like gasping, and the other person's like, you're so pathetic. And I'm like, bro, I like to hit you, and you were nothing to me. But okay, whatever. The story says I'm weak here.
We're just playing a card game. I feel like I should be able to win this.
No! Look how strong their card muscles are! Their muscles are snakes! Everyone in the world is a snake!
Oh, that was horrifying. Please don't do that again, please.
Secret snake cultist!
Your secret society isn't secret if everyone we meet is in it, guys. Wait, am I the only person here who isn't secretly evil? Did you guys make a second Discord server without me?
We made another second conspiracy, man. Sorry.
Then, at the last moment, from the bouquet of pretzels, the game will pop out the wildest, sauciest, saltiest twist you've ever seen and trick you into playing another 80-hour RPG just to see what happens next!
It sounds like this game induces Stockholm Syndrome in you. It's like, it's awful from beginning to, but the very, very end, it's like, all right, here's a hook. You know you want to grab onto it. Come on. You know you want to continue and see how this goes. It's like, you're goddamn right I do. I'll take the bait.
Reen, it is me, your father. Come to Pop Pop.
What? Who are you?
It's Darth Vader.
Reen.
Or a Martian? Shrek?
You're an ogre, my son.
What?
It'll take 6 years to localize. Oof. That's real.
In Trails of Cold Steel 4, the continent of Zamuria is dragged into conflict.
I'm not getting dragged into an ad a second time. I know your tricks.
Watching, and thanks to Cold Steel 4 for Patreon. Genshin Impact is the only adventure.
All right. Genshin Impact. This is the final one. We're at the end. And with this, the stream will probably end. Except we're literally so close to being able to watch Digital Circuit. My goodness, if I knew this was going to be so long, I would have tapped out hours ago. But I'm too held on to it. You got a Genshin Funko Pop? You have Funko Pops? I don't want to judge, but a Funko Pop? Genshin Impact.
Game that actively encourages you to beat up a child each week.
Yay.
Spend hundreds of hours hunting in-game treasure and spending real-world currency to collect sexy anime characters with impractically asymmetrical outfits. Ooh.
Yeah, they may be impractical, but they look so cool, alright? Sometimes you gotta sacrifice stuff for the looks. Oh, also, speaking of Genshin Impact, literally before stream, I was watching, I was, like, looking through a thing of potential sponsorships, you know, just as a little way to supplement my income. And there was this thing about, like, Genshin Impact, and I'm like, I could do a Genshin stream, like a Genshin sponsored stream. I think that'd be so kind of funny. Because I've heard very conflicting things about Genshin, both positive and negative, that I kind of want to check it out. You have a Hamilton Funko as well? Oof. You want to get that condition checked out.
Each with their own distinct
I'm kidding. I'm sorry. That was kind of rude.
Personality that makes the Genshin well worth the gambling. There's the overworked one, the overworked one, the overworked one. Hey, wait a minute. You play one of two twins.
Oh gosh, these characters might actually be the same, but like just with different appearances.
Doesn't matter what you pick because the cutscenes and dialogue will misgender you no matter who you choose. The two of you are separated.
Wait, that's so funny. There you go. Your androgynous, no matter what you are.
When a primo gem-shaped god kicks you in the dick, which is an accurate portrayal of the game's gacha system. Now it's up to you to find your lost brother.
Sister.
You are joined on your adventure by Piedmon, a sentient baconator who happens to have the exact same design.
Baconator? Right. I forgot. Paimon is emergency food.
Motif is that god that just beat you up, but there's no reason to read into that. Instead, Piedmon suggests the two of you walk around the entire planet. This is a rational suggestion, in so much as it was suggested by...
Wait, I'm sorry. Repeat this part here.
Your adventure by Piedmon, a sentient baconator who happens to have the exact same design motif as that god that just beat you up, but there's no...
Oh, yeah. They do. That seems like it might be kind of important, actually.
No reason to read into that. Instead, Piedmon suggests the two of you walk around the entire planet. This is a rational suggestion, in so much as it was suggested by your rations. Travel across the...
We really want to consume Paimon.
Nations of Tibet, from bisexual Japan to libertarian Germany to the rolling hills of Zhongli's butt. Work your own butt off so people
That's not a place.
finally agree to help you locate your missing twin. Oh, you saved our whole country? Here, we'll put up a poster.
That's all you get. I don't know. It found, I don't know, tell Amber, I guess, now.
There. That'll find him.
Gee. Thanks.
Oh,
So
no,
helpful.
don't worry. This poster's interact box is the size of a boss arena. Passersby literally can't help but read it instead of talking to nearby NPCs or going through doors.
Snapped his neck.
Whoops. Use all 7 elements to rapidly swap between
I'm
characters.
guessing that's just like an issue for like various different things where the interact box is just so large, which I understand why you would make it big because it's very easy to miss like items if you just make it the size of the item itself. But making it so big that that you're likely to press it rather than doors and other characters is rough.
Just to crush your enemies underneath an avalanche of numbers. Or don't, because the game has decided you can't switch characters right now because you're too short, so now you have to die.
El Himeo.
Roll for characters, roll for weapons, roll for artifacts, roll for substats on said artifacts.
Ooh, this one looks good. Come on, come on, come on.
This is the best substats. Okay, substat heart garbage. All right. Best me.
No.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
No.
Sucks to suck.
Hey, it looks like you're having trouble with your rolls there. You know, you could always spend money.
No, you can't tempt me. Be gone, demon. Stay back, you temptress.
Come on, just a little money, just one money, just 30 money for a swimsuit for this cardboard cutout. You could be the one to give these women pants. Don't Amber's shorts look uncomfortable? Aren't you tired of seeing Kamisato's diaper from every conceivable angle?
With enough money, you too can dress your characters differently.
Hang is in a menu right now. Can you shut up for like 2 seconds? I literally can't. I wonder when I'm gonna finish Star Wars 5 sister.
You know the voice acting is quality because the English actors are aged like a fine osmanthus wine, unable to reveal their role for months for literally no reason. Pour one out for Scaramouche. One day.
Wait, they're not allowed to reveal their roles? Like, the voice actors? Why?
You'll be able to put that meaty Genshin credit on your resume. On that note, if you're looking for someone to voice Il Dottore when he finally shows up, my website is www.brendanblaber.
Oh, they killed him.
Hang out with other players in co-op mode, and only other players, because when you have a friend with you, all the NPCs in the world suddenly think that you smell. Enjoy
They refuse to interact with you. You stop to exist.
looking at another player's world and barely interacting with anything, like some sort of parasocial ghost. But that is, if you could join your friends at all, since the world level keeps new players locked away in baby jail for weeks.
World level. Okay. I guess it's to prevent... I mean, I don't really like that. I feel like if my friend is, like, super over-leveled, I should still be allowed to play with them, you know? It's just like, whatever. It's fine.
With characters they can't even upgrade until they've beaten the game. Sometimes it's wildly charming, and other times the localizer appears to be a sphinx with a thesaurus trying their worst. Nothing but proper nouns and prose so purple that it would superconduct if you hit it with a snowball. Wow, these side quests have a surprising amount of dead parents in them. You know what they say,
Listen, dead parents is just a little spice of a character trait, so, you know, just keep spreading it out. Make it that everyone has a dead parent, and when somebody doesn't have a dead parent, it's worth noting.
You're a child, die in the wild. Mayhaps this lore will be a bit more cheerful. Oh no!
If there were 2 gods in Liyue, and one of them killed the other with a rock, would that be fucked up or what?
Okay, so the lore is dark. Cool, that's interesting.
It's pronounced Liyue. Lee, waste your time with side content like fishing, mini-games, and the world's most cumbersome tea set as you prepare for future adventures in the nations of Sumeru and Nanolan. There's a great, big, wonderful...
What am I looking at right now?
World out there for you to explore. And the only limit is your imagination.
And wallet.
Why don't we explore the area ahead of us later?
Paimon. 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 Paimon.
Paimon, why?
Long live the king.
Womp womp. Get misgendered, idiot. Scrub can't even double jump. Dead. Wait, he's watching him. At the part where the floating hamburger kills her, can't believe Paimon was among us. What is the next season?
I should probably tell her I'm just streaming on Twitch, right?
That would... That's so funny. Just like, damn. I'll tell her later. She's probably fine.
Right. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Not just this video, but the whole So This Is Basically series. And I want to send a hope
I was expecting an ad right there, to be honest with you.
You like it just as much as the So This Is Basically series. Thank you all for watching. Okay, bye.
Bye. Oh, that was a very long stream. For no reason. There was no reason for me to go an extra hour, but I did. For, I don't know why. And honestly, my throat is like killing me. I'm probably not gonna react to the Amazing Digital Circus today. I'll probably make that like a special, I don't know, very short tomorrow stream if I do stream it at all. I don't know. We'll have to see. Right. Okay. Gosh, my throat. I'm gonna need some time to recover from that. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed that stream. I had a great time. Sunday, I might do a stream. I'm not sure yet, to be honest with you. But, if you want maybe for me to do that, put some recommendations in the comments of what I should react to next. I'm always looking for more React recommendations. I got some today, which was Heather's and something else. Does anyone else remember what the other recommendation was? It was like Heather's and something. I might have to scroll through the comments to figure it out. So, oh yeah, the villain songs. Thank you. Those two. I'll put those on the list so I don't forget them now. If anyone else has more recommendations, put them down in the comments, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch. I'm streaming on both of them, and I have a great time. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye! Oh, now I got to sing the outro song. Oh my goodness. This is the outro song to do. This is the outro song to do. This is the outro. Outro. This is the outro song to do. This is the outro song. This is the outro song. This is the outro song. This is the outro song to do. Bye. It took me a little bit of time to get those wave emojis out. Sorry. You know, despite my throat hurting, this was a really, really good stream. I'm very happy with how it went. Percy Jackson musical? Alright, I'll add that to the list as well. Alright. Bye. Actually, bye now. Bye.